Peace, love, and light, you guys.
Peace, love, and bliss to the chat panel. Everybody's in.
So you want to cap it off?
Well, I can go ahead and get started on it.
Yeah, cap it
This
off,
right
bro.
here, this chat right here, we're going to go ahead and get started on talking about how understanding law, overstanding law, and using right, correct ways of word play and things to keep yourself from being in harm's way, as far as with the military police, the city police, the state patrol, and any other agent or officer that's working for the government. We got one of the brothers on here that had a situation last night. We're going to bring to attention, get some opinions, and get some questions answered. Also, we'll be pointing out how to handle these situations in the future for people that end up running into these situations as well. So if you want to go ahead and start explaining, the situation that happened or occurred last night for the chat, so we can
Right.
go ahead and get this going. We can build from there.
Me and a couple friends traveling all over the place. Uh, got sidetracked, missed a turn. I'm starting to panic. I'm like, damn, I need IDs and shit to get on the base. And my friend says, "Oh, don't trip, I got one." I said, "Good." We go up to the gate. I wait my turn in line, and as soon as I'm at the front, the military personnel stops the car and said, "ID, please." I said, "Sir, I just need to make a U-turn. I do not wish to be on this base." He says, "Okay, ID, sir." So we hand over uh, my friend's ID. He says, "All right, thank you. Do me a favor, pull up and stop right here." I said, "Yes, sir." So I pull up, I stop. He says, "We're going to help you get off this base. I need a driver's license." I said, "I don't have one. I never own one. Don't need one." He goes, "Excuse me?" I said, "Well, sir, in this country, I'm an American Aboriginal, and the indigenous people on this land. We do not need those. We are federally recognized as Indians who are not taxed to be enumerated, which means anything with a tracing number, barcode, you cannot give me." Right? And he said, he just laughs and just goes, "Ha, you know what, man? Pull up and these parking spots right here by the flashlight." Again, I did that. He calls for backup, and Marines are showing them left and right, and they all got these massive rifles and stuff. And oh, uh, they had these massive rifles, and he asked me, "What was I doing tonight?" I said, "Traveling." He goes, "Traveling? You're in a car. You were driving." I said, "No, I don't drive. See, because to drive, you have to be ran by a motor. There's no motor in my body, sir. So I was traveling on my land." And he gets upset. And you know what? He called for more backup, and he asked me to explain the story 10 times. I said, "You know what? Do you know your Constitution? Can you start with a preamble? I just need the first sentence." As soon as he started with, I shut everything down. "You forgot. You don't know. You do not know." And I said, "Okay, well, check this out. Am I on state property or federal property?" He goes, "This is federal, a federal institution." I said, "Good. So this means from this coast to that coast, from this ocean to that ocean, right?" He said, "Yes, sir." I said, "Good. Then I need you to understand that I am federally known and do not need none of this." He says, "Well, can you prove it?" I said, "Sir, I would like to step out of the car. I do not feel safe in this location. Reach under the seat. There's a dossier, and everything with your oath is in there. And I can tell you what page to flip to directly and give you the table of contents. I got you. Just let me out the car, come around here and grab this." "No, I refuse." I said, "All right, we're gonna be stagnated for a while." He said, "Just grab it." I said, "I'm not grabbing nothing with all these guns floating around my face right now. You keep calling for backup, but I don't get it." He asked the other people in the car with me, "Who has a license?" I said, "Nobody." He goes, "Well, who got an ID?" "Well, you got our ID." When the sergeant gets there, he starts saying that he pulled us over because nobody could produce an ID. We kept telling the sergeant that pulled up that ID is in that office. They called for the MPs, the military police. They pull up and start questioning me. I said, "Sir, you got to make your words and your questions and your requests more direct. On that paper right there, on that big poster, in black and white, clear as day, 100% ID checks. You didn't ask me for a driver's license, and a driver's license does not say anything about identification on it. It says California driver's license, but that's not what that thing says. And we put that in your hand, and you arrested us. Why are we being detained? He could not give me an answer and continuously harassed me. He left, came back, and said, hey, what's your name? And I gave it to him. I said, I'm not supposed to give you any information. You have too many guns floating around my head. I'm stressed out. I'm scared. I feel like I'm going to die tonight. My name is, and boom, there it is. He goes, okay, cool. Are you on probation? Said, yes, sir. Again, I'm not comfortable giving you this information. I feel like you will end my life if I do not. And I kept, every time he asked a question, I would give the answer and repeat that. He gets upset and then tells me that your name came back for a DUI. I said, no, it didn't. I know what I went to jail for. See, because I carried that in my dossier. My paperwork, my documentation, where I was arrested, falsely accused, and still pled innocent. That took me 4 years to become innocent before I could be free. I got all that with me. The proof that I just got out of prison for falsely convicted, right? He goes, well, that DUI is showing up, and that means that you're saying something different, so you're not who you say you are, and you don't have an identification card, so we need you to cuff up and get a card. I said, you know what? I can't tell you no because I'm afraid, but I do not wish to go with you. I'm an American Aboriginal. You cannot detain me or my people. You cannot separate me or my people. He grabbed me by my arm, turned me around, and cuffed me up. I said, man, just watch your head. I said, all right, get in the car. We go 20 miles out to the border patrol. We leave the base to go on civilian territory to drive up the freeway to a close by border patrol agency. They finger scanned me, which I kept telling them, you can't do this to me. I'm not your jurisdiction. I'm not under I'm not under your law. And they did this little eye scan thing I ain't never seen before. They tried to draw my blood, and I said, look, your law states that I have the right to defend myself against an unlawful arrest to the point of death of an officer, and I'm willing to perform tonight. I do not want my blood drawn. All other requests have been met. Meet me somewhere in the middle. I gave you everything that you ever asked. Went against everything that I was taught and believed in. I'm that afraid of you right now that I'm going to die. I do not wish to be here. I feel like I'm being kidnapped. My name came back. I was cleared, no DUI. They get me in the car and drive me back. Now, they searched me 4 different times on this way. I've never been Mirandized. I was handcuffed 3 different times. And you allow this man-looking thing to slide his whatever finger between my cheeks. That's rape. That's sexual assault. And if it's not, I don't know what it is. Now, when I voice this to you, the sergeant, captain, and lieutenant laugh. So no signs of concern. I said, you know what? I'll let everything go. I just want to go. After a few minutes, I was there for what, 3 hours? 3 hours, something like that. I finally get in the car and we leave. But everything had to be snatched. They had my dossier. They had my woman's dossier. They had every fucking thing for me. And still, like, we'll deny it. We'll deny everything. After we gave you the proof of everything, you had to continuously do this and harass me even further by calling a man that a parole agent to say that I was still doing something that I just proved you I never did. Because I can't do that. A citizen could, but I'm not one. My agent is highly upset and telling me I have 3 o'clock to turn myself in and come face him. I told him I'm going to do a bar surrender, which means I'm willing to face you and talk business and accept all consequences that happen to me without an admission of guilt to anything. That I was show up to discuss business and ask that I have my lawyer with me. He said, that's cool. He said, who's your lawyer? I said, well, I'm fighting pro bono, me. And all I need is my witnesses. He goes, well, you could do that. Tell them to come on. So everybody that was in my car, everybody that pulled up that night and been flashed dossiers and documentation, we got everybody showing up. I think how long I got? 2 hours now? Basically. I got 2 hours to go turn myself in, catch another felony warrant for something I had nothing to do with. Something I proved my innocence a part of already.
Hey, peace, brother. How you doing, man? It's Chief Holiday.
Peace. Peace to you, brother. Yeah, man, that's kind of terrible. So let me ask you a question. So you never called a case, right? Yeah, I got the They case. let you go. They let me Huh? go. You
Right.
handcuffed Right. So
So
they
they
never,
never,
you was never charged with anything, right?
I was charged with possession of a vehicle without a license. I was charged on federal trespassing on federal property. They booked me, ran my name, printed everything out. I was in a cell. You did everything. You booked me. When you took me from one spot to the next, you transported me. That's an arrest.
Right, right. I mean, so you got a court date. You got to go back to court for that.
I had to go to court for this. I got to pay a fine, go sit in front of a judge. I got cited.
Okay.
I got to do all that now.
Is there a court date on it?
It's a court date.
But you was just making a U-turn, so you wasn't trying to go to
Exactly.
the base. Like,
Exactly.
goddamn.
So when I go to the gate, there's a barrier, so I can't turn left where you turn, and there's nothing to my right. So I'm forced to go to the gate. And at the gate, there's these guards, and there's a big ass line that says you are now entering the base. Right? I pulled up to the line and never crossed it. The Marine walked up to my window and said, "Sir, I do not wish to be on base. Can I make a U-turn?" They asked me for an ID. An ID had been produced, and they pulled me into the base and then told me that I had stepped on federal property. That's entrapment. You told me to come this way. I stepped this way, and you arrested me for it. That's entrapment. You told me to
Hey,
follow
I got
you
a
in there.
question. I got a question. Hey, was it your ID or was it somebody else's ID? Was it the driver's ID?
No, no, it was you.
Oh,
They asked for an ID, and ID was produced. They asked me for my ID. I said I don't carry one. I'm an American Aborigine. He laughed and told me to pull up
hey,
even more. You guided the vehicle. I didn't guide it. You told me where to go, and that's where I ended up.
so do you feel that they was trying to harass you? Or they was trying to find out, what you were talking about?
When I offer you my documentation of who I am, and you look at my documentation and still continuously harass me further, that was a direct act of treason. That was more than harassment. That's discrimination, hate crime, and everything else that I can say with it.
So here's my thing, right? Let's just say you was just driving, in your neighborhood and driving while Aboriginal, right? That's it. That's all you was doing. You didn't break any laws. Matter of fact, you just went over the center line type shit. Y'all understand what I'm saying? Get pulled over and they say, "Hey, where's your license and registration?" Right? And you say, "Hey, man, I don't have no license and registration. I don't need that. Blah 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 blah. The whole nine, right? You spill it all, right? And then the officer say, "Man, you remember he only went to 6 months of fucking police academy. It ain't like he got constitutional law on his belt. Y'all follow me? Okay, that's number one. Number two." He say, "Nah, man. The law say that you gotta have a fucking driver's license to drive down this fucking street, right? Now, keep in mind, you're on parole, okay? So any violations that you get, you're going to go back to prison or whatever for violating, right? So in my book, you either have to have something to give that police officer that says, right here, it says I don't have to drive. I can travel in a vehicle, right, without a driver's license. Okay, you legally could produce this, right? Y'all follow me where I'm going with this? You legally can produce this for this officer, so you will not have to face your parole officer with a violation. Y'all follow me where I'm going with this? So what my question is, right? Now that you have to go to court, you should be able to go to court and say, "Hey, yeah, they jammed me up or whatever for a couple hours. They got me jammed up with my probation officer, but I have this documentation right here that says I am legally, constitutionally not have to. I'm not bound to have to travel in a vehicle that has to be registered to their state of California, whatever, right? Right? So you have a legal documentation that excludes you from driving with a driver's license, and that's what you're gonna have to produce, my brother. And these are the problems I be having with these conversations, because I don't see a success story. I see failures. You know what I'm saying? And not that you're not saying that you are, but do you have any documentation that you're gonna be able to produce that you at 3:00 that you're not gonna be able to get? It's gonna keep you from being locked up, my brother.
Ran on it. I mean, it would be something we have to create, right?
Say what?
It would be something that we have to create, right?
No, I can't hear.
I said it would have to be something that we create. The documentation we would have to create something to show them, right?
No, how about this? How about this? I could create something right now and give it to him. Is that going to be legal for him to be able to get out of jail at 3 o'clock? Is my question. Like, you got to be able to produce this documentation prior to 3 o'clock. Y'all understand what I'm saying? You should be able to produce this documentation at the traffic stop. Because I ain't about to tell nobody to drive around in a fucking car without no driver's license when I don't have something to give you to get you not jammed up. Y'all understand what I'm saying? So I'm the guy that's like, yo, fuck the police all day, every day, right? However, if I'm about to get in this car, right, I gotta have a driver's license. Last time I checked. Okay? So I need some, for me, somebody has to produce some type of paperwork to explain how you driving around in America, right, without goddamn driver's license, and gonna be able to get away with it legally. That's it. I'm not sending no youngsters off, you know what I'm saying, to the slaughter without no plan. That's what I'm saying.
Your driver's license. When they get your license, they want that barcode and the numbers, right? You know your driver's license, the numbers, right? If I'm a native, if I'm an Aboriginal, I'm not to be enumerated. I can't be counted. You can't hand me numbers like that.
Yeah. I get that, bro. But I'm saying, what are you gonna produce that's legally gonna stop them from fining you, jailing you for driving a vehicle unlawfully, brother? See, that's the question I got, right? Because like, if somebody could come on here and explain what the brother could use that's gonna get him possibly not locked the fuck back up. Y'all understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Somebody got to come on here and show. If somebody got to come on here and explain the next 2 fucking hours, right, or hour and some change or whatever, how this brother's not gonna get locked the fuck up. That's what y'all got to do for me. Because if you can't do that, shut the fuck up. And stop telling people to stop driving the fuck around without no fucking driver's license. If you don't have a document that they can use to get them the fuck up out of jail, shut the fuck up. That's what I'm saying. Now, I'm not saying that you don't have that. I'm saying that we have a serious situation that if you telling people to get in the car and drive and then risk their life because he got guns in his fucking face. Y'all understand what I'm saying? He could have got killed. And the people in the car, they could have offed him and say, y'all, he reached for his dossier. You know what I'm saying? What the fuck is you talking about?
They'll kill people right in front of people in the car.
And right, live. On camera.
On camera.
You understand what I'm saying? And all he was doing was, as far as I'm saying, exercising his rights.
We need some defense, y'all. We need some defense.
What is the plan? I need a plan. If y'all have a national ID card that we could use, you know what I'm saying, or something or whatever. But because I'm hearing barcodes and stuff, bro. Like, nah, man, you in a car that had a license plate, right?
Yeah.
So that means it was registered that state of California, right?
Yes.
Okay. See, you see where I'm going with this?
Right.
So you already you already they property, fam. You already state property.
Mm-hmm.
See what I'm saying? So you not in your rights. They technically owned you.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. I'm saying that you might have to have a different approach. Like, nah, these are my rights, but you need some document that's gonna say this is your right, that you don't have to drive without driver's license, fam.
I don't know what to do, but I do believe they made the car, so I believe it's their car. You know what I'm saying? It's registered. It's registered to them. They made it. They manufactured it. So to them, they might feel like, okay, you're driving my vehicle, and if you're driving my vehicle that I created, I made it, I manufactured it. If you're driving it, it's a privilege to be driving it, and we want to see certain types of identification.
Well,
now, I don't know if it works like that, but that might be an angle that that's missing.
No, what is missing is the fact that these damn pale skins have not been put on notice. They don't know our rights. They don't know who we are, and they are blatantly disrespecting our ancestors. That's what they're doing. No, we don't need a damn license to travel. And we need to get out of here and let these folks know. I'm not the one need a license to travel. You do, because you're at work. It's things that do go with this. But there is something wrong. There's something totally missing. And for somebody to say that, yeah, all we need is a dossier or our own piece of ID, we got to tell these people. We got to demonstrate to these people, because this man laughed at him. This man told him it didn't matter what you say. So he has to be reprimanded. He has to be pulled to whoever his bosses is. They need to know. This is where we go now. We need to go to these departments. We need to stop playing with these people, because they're going to kill us one by one if they can.
The only documentation we have is my dossier, the emblem of America. We got the Constitution in it. We got House Congress 331. We've got, all those things. 18 USC is what woke them up, and that's when they turned around and were like, "Oh, you're free to go." Oh, you cut off, Steve. Your mic is off, Steve.
Oh, okay. And you had Code on the line, right?
And I had Code on the line. He was going in too.
That's what I'm saying. So something is missing. And all these folks with all this knowledge need to be telling us what we need to do in these situations. My point is they need to know. People need to know, and we're not getting enough information out there to the people who are in charge of who taking this. Yeah, they created that card, Ty. You're right. Just like Code always say, they created all the documents that we use. So everything we use, they created it, so it belongs to them. So, but that means that we are subjects to being manipulated and abused because of they creating all this, and we can't use it because when we use it, we get in fucking trouble. Really?
Entrapment.
Yeah.
Entrapment. Totally. So what do we do about this, people? How do we fix the situation? Because see, we claim this is our earth. We claim all this and that. But then what are we doing? Or we are letting the enemy do us, y'all. They doing us. We need solutions here. This is a good case for some solutions. Anybody in the chat room got any solutions? Come on this panel. Bring some solution. Because other than that, Aboriginal and Indigenous don't mean as much as we say it do when we are still being harassed by these enemies. They got to know. They got to know who we are. They got to be put on notice. They are breaking all the Constitution, though they don't give a damn about it. It's evident. So what are we going to do, people? What are we going to do?
Hello?
Yeah.
Y'all there?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. How old are you, by the way, brother? If that's okay.
22.
Oh, 22. Okay, so this is a young brother too. And so, do you have like a I don't know if it's master teacher, or do you have somebody where you know who you credit for teaching you the knowledge and or getting the information from?
Coda, Elise. I have a few people.
Okay. And do you feel like because basically they saying, okay, we hear you, we heard all your stuff, but you're still going to jail. So basically whatever you was taught when you come face to face, it don't work.
It don't work. That's my point.
Well, we don't know that yet because he's still fighting it. So
Right.
he's still fighting, but you still going to jail. You know what I'm saying? We still taking you in. So it ain't working on that. So they're not walking away. Now the next step is what is it going to do in court for you? And I don't know anything about law. That's so now it's to find out what's going to do in court for you. And so if they can help you in court, then that's the only thing left. But it's not going to help you from going to jail. So whatever the people's teaching, whatever they're saying, it might work for some people, sometimes, some places, but it's not nothing for the masses to be out there. Every crooks and criminals of the United States to be trying to pull or
We
trying
all
to.
end up in jail.
There's this such thing as a federal Rule 36, right?
Huh?
Rule 36 means anything federal. You can surrender information to a crime worse than yours, implementing yourself in that crime, right? So, in my crime, I was charged with trespassing on federal property with a vehicle I could not operate because I didn't have proper certification, right?
So,
when I tell you that I don't have the proper certification, you still, as an officer, told me to move the vehicle, right?
right.
You told me to enter the base and pull over. You took me from state into fed and told me to intentionally violate law, and then arrested me for it, right?
Right.
Even if federal driving without a license is a misdemeanor infraction. And
That boy knows some law.
So is this your first one? Is this your first driving without a license? Is they suspended or you don't have any? Hello?
Hey, peace to the tribe. I think you got cut out.
My suggestion is, whatever, is just get a license if you can. If you can't, then just try to fight it if you can. If not, then just learn from it. That's all we can really do from it. But we got to make sure what we tell youth. We got to make sure the messages we're sending out. Being the media platform, we do have some responsibility not to tell people to go out there and weasel the fuck out of a license or out of something like that. That's an individual thing. That I'm saying, you on your own, but
right.
It can be done. I done seen stuff. I done seen different types of stuff, but I wouldn't say it's for the masses though. But worst come to worst, you're gonna get a fine. You maybe have to do some community service. So you ain't, you know what I'm saying? They ain't nothing real huge going on there.
I have a joint suspended on my head. My next incarceration date, I already took my deal. My release date now is April 24th of 2030 for an infraction.
Whoa.
Huh?
Oh, hell to the no.
What the fuck?
What happened?
2030 right now.
Y'all, that's what I'm saying. Don't nobody understand what's really fucking going on.
So, bro, you could, they gonna violate you. You could go back for 10 plus more years, bro.
10 years over an infraction.
That's fucked up, y'all. Come on.
Oh, hold on.
Wow.
So he's saying he's risking going back to
prison for 10 years.
I don't think we. Oh yeah, we.
No. You ain't gonna no.
I would have never even gotten a car, nigga, if I faced 10 years.
Yeah. I don't think they're gonna do that, bro. I know it's probably possible.
You don't know what the hell they could do. You don't know what the hell these people could do. They be like, he talking this dossier
shit. They can kill him, goddammit. They can kill him right on the spot. Y'all don't understand. We don't need to be in their presence.
It was just
this is why this is serious, though. This is why this is serious. There's no sense to
the delinquency of a minor. In the state of California, you got to be 21 years old to smoke, right? They caught me when I was 19. They physically pulled a unlit, untouched cigarette out of my pocket.
No, a cigarette. Like not weed, not cigarette weed, a cigarette.
No, cigarette. It was untouched.
Get the fuck out of here, bro. Stop playing, man. I mean,
I just did 4 years of my life behind a level 3 state penitentiary because
that's crazy.
And now that that's an infraction, that's not a charge. There's no fines for that. What penal code is that? That okay? I understand. The law says you're 21 years or older than smoke. It wasn't lit.
I thought you could buy cigarettes at 18.
21. I just did 4 years for nothing.
Huh? I thought alcohol was 21. I thought cigarettes was 18.
21 in the state of California.
Damn, that's crazy, yo.
I got 4 years.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So now that I'm like, they told me what it was. You know, I had to perform in a prison riot. Dude got stabbed. I was found guilty. My deal was, keep that time. If I messed up with anything in these streets, you can pull me back in and serve me the rest of that. That's over my head. And my PO was telling me that last night. That, Clark, do you know what you did? I said, yes, sir. Did you hear the phone ringing? Yes, sir. He goes, why didn't you answer? I'm in the back of a squad car, starting handcuffs. My phone is in the bag in the front seat. He goes, okay. What's going on? I said, I don't know what it is. Well, you know you're facing the rest of your time right now? I said, do you understand that you're telling me 10 years for an infraction, less than a misdemeanor? Now, I was told that Property 7, if you committed any offense, non-violent, you could not serve jail time because you were not a violent offender, right? And that you couldn't do double jeopardy, which means you can't bring up my prior strike or my violence. If this is something new, you can't hit me with that.
See, they fucking with you because you know this shit, baby. But at the same time, it's another step that needs to be taken and ain't nobody talking about it, okay? Ain't nobody really talking about it, and I swear to God, this is very serious, and if everybody on this line don't realize how serious this is, that's you sitting right there, because he's a young brother who got caught up in the first place. Every time we get, right now, they got cameras outside my apartment. They know who I am. They know every time I get in my car. They know every time I get in somebody else's car. They know who we are. They got their facial recognition. They know that young man is already down in that shit. They know. So when they pulled him over, they already knew. So it's another step, though, that before they even come to your car, there's a step that let them know, do not stop. Listen. There is a step that lets them know. Do not stop. Oh, my beans are burning. Do not stop. Do not detain. Do not arrest. The bearers of this card is not within maritime jurisdiction or that of the United States. The Atachan Aboriginal Indigenous American people herein is autonomous and retains all rights and is secured by the international law and treaties. You officers, etc., are bound by oath or affirmation to secure the liberties of the holder or aforementioned people and honor the guaranteed government-to-government relationship between our people and the United States, established in the Constitution, reaffirmed in H. Conrad's 331, enshrined in the United Nations Declaration of Rights of Indigenous People, and several treaties. Any violations will be considered, but not limited to, an act of treason, war, genocide, fraud, racketeering, and human trafficking. Everything they did to him, punishable by law. Now, it's up to us to get this shit in check. We got to make these people understand what they are violating. We got to, you guys. We got to.
That's something I can type up and print out real quick, like something that's.
Ain't no time for that. I got 60 minutes. My count is done. But you still, I need some type of documentation. Someone arrest this. I don't want to sit there. You know, I know I'm going to jail today. I know that within 80 days, you have to start trial. Because for one, I'm calling in as a surrendered bar, which means I'm coming to talk to you. Because of fear, I'm coming to talk to you and accept no consequences and without a guilty plea. Second thing I'm going to do is ask to file for a marshal. I do not want a lawyer. I will fight for myself. And then request that I have my people with me, because I have the right to have my own peers testify for me, against me, with me, or not. Now, all I know is I was taught to be an Aboriginal American and I have so many of them that have failed when time was being closed. I was told to stand up. This is what you believe in, you die for that. I'm going to jail for it, and I'm accepting that. What pissed me off the most last night is I was told that this guy is a cop, this is federal ground, is different from our federal. Well, you're right. Government to government relationship means that we already discussed this years ago. That this incident may come up, and this is how it's supposed to handle it. I didn't know this information a couple months ago. Now that I got this information, I'm going to war. Can't nobody change my mind. I'm going in there. This is what I need done. Boom, 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 bam. Arrested. This is what I'm asking for. And I have the right to fight for myself because they understand that nobody's going to fight for me like I'm going to fight.
And why is this weirdo ass motherfucker in our chat room?
Brother?
I know. I saw that too.
Man, why do weirdos attracted to us, man? I don't get it.
I saw that too. Want to see what we doing. That's all.
Like, what we do?
They want to know. They want to know so they can make that show up tomorrow.
Like, okay, I'm okay with what I believe in. I'm okay with that. I'm not okay with an infraction giving me 10 years when I'm telling you just did 5 federal felony offenses. That you destroyed everything that your Constitution is. And I'm supposed to be okay with it? I'm not. And that's not going to change. I'm not okay with that.
Well, I don't know about California, but I think that's kind of weird. They're gonna take you to jail for a traffic ticket. I mean,
it's not so much that he's going to jail now for a traffic ticket. He was detained, and anytime that when they stop people, though, we have to understand your color alone and the fact that you have a birth certificate and Social Security that has not been dealt with, that you are still state property. You still belong to their ass and they can shoot you dead in the streets. That's what people don't understand. I'm black and constitutional. That don't mean a damn thing. You still on the state property as a dead minority because your birth certificate, that's what it says. It's not a damn birth certificate. It's a death certificate. And those are some things that people don't really tell us. They don't really put us in the right status so that we end up and be like we're supposed to be. We're still under these folks. And until somebody come in this chat and tell people how to get that shit straight, because they doing it. And I know doing. That's why I had Zoe on him. Zoe got his phone got dead. He said he'll be back in 10 minutes. So I'm waiting on Zoe. But Zoe knows this shit. He been doing it for 10 years. Okay? And he ain't the only one. The ones that ain't telling our damn agents. The ones that ain't clearing this shit up are straight up agents. Because they doing it. They know about this shit. Them damn big-headed Moors. All of them, they know. Ain't nobody making that money like they lying about. They know what they doing. And this brother right here is in a lot of trouble. And whoever know, I'm telling you, and don't help straighten this shit out. Y'all got all these Aboriginal, Indigenous folk walking around here. A lot of folks gonna lose their life, y'all. A lot of folks gonna die on some bullshit. Right. I'd rather just stop being anything. Just gonna live my goddamn life before we sit here and keep playing these damn games with these people. You're Christian, you're Hebrew Israelite. Now we Aboriginal. Now we still being fucked over. When are we gonna really get to be who we are and not be the one that been getting done to all the time? When are we going to really get tired and say enough is enough? Because it's happened to him, it's going to happen to some more. Did y'all hear about the white lady that said that some copper color person had to hit and ran somebody and she chased them down and shot him dead in the car? She wasn't even a police officer. She was 21 years old. Stuff like this is happening to us every day. from those people. They ain't even got to be a police. But they are taking us out one by one. Yeah, it's quiet in the room, man. It's real quiet. It's sad. It's really sad. I need these here intelligent smart asses to come on in here and get some solutions. Let me see what's going on in the chat back here. Let's see if we got any solutions out here. Because if you out here in this chat, I need for you to come on the panel. If you got something in this chat to say real intelligent that there might be a help to us, we need for you to get on the panel and do it. Don't hesitate. Ain't nobody got nothing in the chat to damn say.
No.
This is sad. You can produce case laws. Man, this is beyond producing case laws at ancient America. Didn't you hear? Case laws to what? Other case laws? Them motherfuckers ain't studying that shit. Only thing gonna get that damn attention, we rise up and we start coming out in numbers. Coming out in numbers in your neighborhood. Knocking on doors like the damn Jehovah's Witness do, talking about, do you know Jesus? No, do you know me, damn it? Do you know who I am? Do you know I'm Aboriginal? Do you know I own this shit? Do you know? That's what we need to be doing. We still sitting up behind the damn keyboard with our damn pajamas on, talking about we saving the world. We need to get a grip. I'm serious. I'm serious. Put on your big girl clothes, big boy clothes, and come on, let's hit the street. Yeah, I'm ready. I'll go. We have to get out the internet and link up and make something happen. Come on, Ancient America, you came in, didn't you? You came in with that by 414. I appreciate that, because that's what I'm talking about right there. Right there. Beat them in the pocket. Hell, they ain't got no pocket. They doing the same. They doing what you supposed to be doing. They got your shit. Yeah, peace. Yeah. They stop giving us pieces, y'all. Come on, let's do some wholeness in life. We need to get out the damn pieces. That's what's wrong with us now. We got too much pieces. I want wholeness. Man, I'm telling you, I am so frustrated with this. Somebody say, K-Raw, File a complaint with OAS. Okay. Send a declaration to an embassy and bring June 10th, 2014 civil orders to your court meeting. You get that? All of that, okay? That brother gave them all kind of laws, all kind of, that brother gave them every, did y'all hear that brother go off and tell them all them damn laws that a lawyer don't know? They didn't give a flying flip. They cared less. Because they didn't know what he was talking about. They ain't never heard him. That's what I'm talking about. Huh?
You said, what did you say to print out?
Oh, so, okay. Somebody said to, let me see here. Wait a minute. Hold on.
Hey, peace to the tribe, man. So here's the thing, right?
There you go.
I got a partner, right? And I remember a couple of years ago, he was telling me, he was like, man, I drive around with no license plate. He live in LA. He drives around with no license plate, no license. He said when they pull him over, he tell him what he tell him, show him his paperwork and whatever, and he going about his business. So when he told me that, I'm like, well, first off, I don't want to be having these type of interactions with these people. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just keeping it real with y'all. You know, the less interaction is possible. I'm saying it's always about covering your ass. If you're going to be in a registered car to that or whatever state you in, it's probably safe that you should have a backup to whatever you think you got. Like, you understand what I'm saying? Just to cover your ass. Let's just be clear. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to get on an airplane, matter of fact, if you're going to go cash a check, you ain't going to pull out no fucking dossier. You're going to go find somebody's ID to get that motherfucking money. So I don't know. It should be this weird to me. You know what I'm saying, y'all? and I gotta stand on it. I gotta say it because I don't like weirdo shit. You know what I'm saying? Like we gonna get somebody fucked up talking about read off a document and he fuck around 10 years talking about some document that you done gave him that didn't fucking work. I don't like that. So that's all I'm saying. So we got A1 in the building. A1 definitely can enlighten the brother on some things. You know what I'm saying? That can work. Hopefully we can get Coda in here too a little later, whatever. Because Coda's actually involved with the brother too. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, to see what not only does his brother could do, but this could be any one of us. We've all been pulled over and harassed by the fucking police. You know what I'm saying? For fake shit. Oh, well, your car matches the description of a robbery and blah, blah, blah. We've all fucking been through this. Just being a brother of color. You understand what I'm saying? So this has to stop. And what can we do to stop it? That's what we're going to do. But I'm not saying send the youngsters into the lion's den without any protection. You understand what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying, y'all. So if y'all don't like what the fuck I'm saying, I really don't care. It's not about you. It's about these babies. And we send these youngsters out today, you know, with some bullshit, with some paperwork that they gonna laugh at, and then they gonna still flash an M16 in your face. I think that's no. Yeah, we gotta be smart if we're gonna maneuver. Because I'm trying to get some diplomatic immunity, so when they see the license plates, they already know what it is. Right. You can't even stop this car. And if you happen to talk to me ever, I'm just gonna tell you what it is and keep it pushing. If you gotta call somebody, they're gonna tell you what it is. That's power to me. Everything else is some bullshit. Right. Some bullshit. We need diplomatic immunity. Now we're not under your jurisdiction as far as whatever you got going on. So until I see that, you talking. See how that work? Sorry, y'all. That's how I feel about it. So I'm not about to get in no goddamn car without no driver's license. Sorry.
Hey, Chief,
I'm not about to do it.
Let the young lady, Chief, why y'all?
So what?
Sis, what's up? How you doing?
Hey, how are you? Wonderful.
I'm doing wonderful, sis. How you been?
Hey, I can't complain. I just want to see us do better. That's all, my brother.
No doubt. You got actual accounts of people traveling without government issued identifications. You got documentation of that, right? You have live accounts that happen, that you've seen it happen, right?
Yes.
Huh?
Yes, sir.
Oh, all right. Well. Let Chief know. Like, I mean, because I can tell him as well. Like, you know, see, I mean, remember, man, part of programming is getting permission. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, we say we don't need permission from these people. So permission is their documentation. You don't have to use their documentation. You can use your documentation. You just need to just make sure that you notify them that you're going to be using it. Or you don't have to notify them if you happen to be the individual who get hemmed up and you can get your way. I done got my way out of not having no license plenty of times. So I know for a fact. I mean, not traveling without a license plate, that's something totally different. But there's ways you can get out of that too. You don't need New Jersey. You don't need to register your car, turn your car over to the state of New Jersey. Because that's what happened. When you buy your automobile, the automobile belongs to you. But when you put their plates on it, they assume that you are one of their so-called citizens or whatever you want to call it. You know what I'm saying? So at some point in time, you have to start studying the laws, man. There's laws out here tell you don't need a government issued identification to identify yourself. They tell you that. You can make your own identification. You just have to be able to notify. And like I said, there's a lot of processes that can be done. I've seen a lot of different ways. I've seen people stand there square. I also seen other people who put them on notice, so when they traveling, when they do happen to get stopped, they know who they is, and they just let them continue to move.
See, that's what it is. It's like this is like a domino effect, okay? Mm-hmm. Because people have not put nothing, like you say, they have not. Me myself, I drive without I drive with my license on me, but if I'm stopped, I'm gonna execute my right not to have a license because I'm not driving, I'm traveling. So I have not yet put it into my community and went to these people and put notice as I should. So therefore, if I got caught up, I will be caught up because I have not put stuff in perspective. And that's what happens to us a lot. We have not followed through on all the things we are to do.
That's what you would basically have to do. You
We're
have
not
to.
handling our business as that Fuji Penny said. Handle your business. Even when you go in these courtrooms, they'll tell you handle your business, and we don't understand what that means. That means more than what we think it means because we're not in our proper place to be. That's why the birth certificate, we don't understand that birth certificate means more to us than what we think it means with that. And until we can do some authentication, because I know I've done that much. And I'm going to put it out there. I authenticated my birth certificate. And at that point, I authenticated my birth certificate. Guess what it said? It says that what I just read to y'all. It says that do not stop. So if once you register your birth certificate and do the things that you're supposed to do thereafter, because there's some more steps to that. That's what I'm saying. It's a process. It's not something that's done and you're done. It's a process getting out of these folks' hands. So once you've done I'm sorry. Once you've done that, then you got your, you got the fact where they won't even stop you.
Right. But once again, like I said, though, when you state property, they have jurisdiction over you.
She not state property though.
Not her. We're talking about the brother that's going through this right now.
Right.
He shouldn't be state property neither if he utilizing this method.
Nah, he's on parole.
Well, that's something totally different. Then why would you try to use a system like this if you in the system? You can't rebel if you are you serious, bro?
Nah, man, like he on parole, bro. Like he going,
okay, so why would
he going for a violation, bro? Possibly 10 years, fam.
Hey, baby, come here.
Hold up.
Yeah,
going
shit
for
real right now.
What you mean?
The brother that we talking to right now, he got to go see his probation officer in an hour, less than an hour, or like a little bit over an hour. You know what I'm saying? And he's looking at being violated.
Okay. So why are you looking at being violated?
Because he got. Go ahead, brother.
No, I'm going to
you. What you say, bro?
No, I said what happened to him?
Okay, Michael, can you kind of give him a little overview of what happened, just a little quick group, because he missed it and he can really help out a lot with, the situation. But the thing of it is, like he said, if you already in the system, you already on parole probation. If your dossier or your document that you call yourself coming on the now as Aboriginal, you got to take that to everybody that's concerned.
Hell
you got to let them know.
Why would you not let your probation officer know? I'm sorry, go ahead.
Transgender. That little boy told you he was a little girl, and you called him a boy. Was that not a hate crime?
Who?
So when I came into with this transgender shit, they're forcing us to tell that little boy he's a little girl. That's what you want to hear. And I'm telling you, I'm an American Aborigine, and that's against everything that I was supposed to do, right? I have the right to self-declaration, don't I?
Yeah, you do, but you don't because you're not understanding, and I don't understand why. That's not being understood. If you already in their motherfucking system as being paroled, probation, or whatever, there are steps to that you have.
Let me ask him a question real quick, man. Let me just ask him a question. All right, brother, peace. How you doing? My name is Tantra. How you doing? But you call me Ahanu. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right. So real quick question. So, I mean, I don't want you to go into your business or whatever, but for you to get probation, what kind of violation did you commit?
2015, I was charged with 3 robberies, 3 assaults, 3 DPIs, kidnapping, dissuading a witness, and just about everything else. 8 months later, I was released on an innocent plea with a joint suspended, which means it says that I'm innocent, but because I was associated with these people, would still face a charge. That if I did anything illegal, that you could bring me back to court and try me and give me the maximum of that case instead of this case.
Okay, so you got them some serious charges, my dude. Like
But I
them
was
ain't
found
just a
guilty.
drug, but it don't matter. So you signed the contract stating you had to admit to some guilt. The judge not gonna let you take no. Listen, the judge not gonna let you take no probation if you don't admit to being guilty.
I never admitted to nothing.
So you get took pro. They just gave you probation. What state you in?
They told me innocent plea under a joint suspended. That if you do anything, then I can bring you back. And that sounds pretty normal.
So did you agree to that? But did you agree to that? But what I'm saying, though, you had to. They couldn't have forced that upon you. You had to at some point in time agree to their terms, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you agreed to their terms. So while you agreed to their terms, you're still a citizen. So all that the Aborigine work is that comes secondary because you already agreed to that contract. Probation is a contract. So if anything, you should have used the Aborigine to challenge their jurisdiction to get them off of you and never accept anything.
Yeah, he wasn't into the Aboriginal state at that point.
But you know you can't cross both of them once you already in the system. Once you're in the system, you can't cross. You can't go back and tell them you're Aborigine because now they're gonna take your plea back, and then the whole process is gonna have to start all over again.
Yeah.
So you can't. You definitely can't. You while you in their property, you need to obey. Did you agree? You agreed to their terms, and part of their terms to say you can't get caught doing nothing. That you have to abide by the law, right? Abide by their laws, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So did you? And when you signed the contract, did you put all rights reserved? Did you reserve your rights?
Nope.
Did you reserve your rights?
No.
All right, then, my dude. So bro, you set yourself up. You can't. Like, I mean, maybe you should have been notified that, like, you can't. You only can do that shit when you ain't got no contracts or nothing with these people. Nothing over your head. Nothing over. You can't have nothing over your head and try to travel, even though you have a right to. But that's only going to get you in further and further because you already in the system. So you might as well just do what you need to do to get out the system. And then once you out the system, then you start taking your stance with that.
So take this 10 years.
Huh?
Take this 10 years for an infraction.
You said 10 years?
It's 10 years. My terms were, if I messed up, my date was April 24, 2030.
Mm-hmm.
But my thing is, you didn't mess up. You had a traffic violation, and even a traffic violation is messing up.
That's
it ain't
not
like
a crime.
you committed a crime.
And plus, you didn't play. You hold. So you got a traffic violation, right?
Yeah.
So did
God
you?
with no light.
Oh. So is the matter over with yet?
No, I gotta go talk to this guy.
All right, then. So the matter not over with. So what's the problem?
It just happened last night, and he got to go and turn himself in today, in an hour.
I was told that I had to turn myself in by 3, or this would be a felony bench warrant.
But turn yourself in for what? You ain't guilty of nothing.
For the probation violation.
So you violate. So you part of the terms of violating probation. You have to have you cannot travel without a license.
Mm-hmm. That's.
But I put all this out that I did not need that.
Say what?
When the military that figured it out after 2.5 hours that I was telling you the truth, I did not need an ID or a license to travel. Right? They brought it to my parole agent, who was highly upset that they woke him up at home at 1 a.m. to tell him that they had.
But look what you did. You showed them a dossier and all that other shit, which now they probably pissed at you and they found the way to get at you.
Oh, hell.
See, when you were just regular like us, they can't fuck with us because we ain't got nothing over our head.
Which is a retaliation, which is still against the law. It's still a law.
I mean, all that, but you have to fight that shit then. You have to fight it. I mean, I don't know what the issue is, but you have to fight that shit then, my dude. Like you gotta you have to know what you getting yourself in when you signing up for this shit.
That's what we're trying to figure out now. Because he gave them everything. They didn't Miranda him. They took all. They said they took everybody's ID, but and they said they didn't, like they assaulted him, but they had a female officer.
Okay, so now enforce if you got a dossier and you went that far, so now force Title 42 against them. Title 18, Section 242.
Yeah. We gave him all that, and they released everybody immediately except for him.
Because he got probation. That's why.
Well, they fucked with him for a little bit, and then they let him go. But
that ain't. But I mean, I don't know if you trying to imply. So all right. Let me ask you a question. Are you trying to if you trying to say the paperwork you got didn't work?
No, it didn't work.
Cause you're on probation, my dude. I mean, I don't know nobody who gonna get locked up on probation for a traffic.
Bro, you do not have the right to grab my ass to my balls.
Well, you need to enforce your rights, then, my dude.
That's what I'm gonna go press my issue about.
I'm just saying, all right, you gotta enforce your rights, then. That ain't got nothing to do with you have to that paperwork. You gotta stand on that shit. It ain't just showing them that and they gonna know what it is automatically. And then you gotta be calm when you doing it. You know what I'm saying? There's a way to do it. You have to rehearse that shit, my dude. You just can't go on the fly and then these people jump up in front of your face with a gun and a flashlight and start. And then you know what I'm saying? You have to practice that shit, bro. And you gotta think when you doing it, bro. If you on probation for them violent offenses, bro, kidnap alone can get you more than 10 years.
I was found innocent. It doesn't go.
But obviously, you wasn't found innocent. You was found guilty if you under supervision.
The plan is to go over there, others up, got the other girls that were there last night, give them the download what happened, know the law, decided it on his own. I recited it with Coda on the line to them on the other end, so they both got the message. They got the message from both sides. We're here today. We just wanted any other kind of information we could get just to support, because we know it's a fucked up situation, but we got the law down. What we're talking about.
So have y'all went back down there to the police station and pressed some type of charges on them?
Say it again. You broke up.
Did you go back to the police department and file some type of complaint against them?
It was the federal government. It was the Camp Pendleton.
It was who?
Camp Pendleton.
The United States Military Marine Corps base.
Bro, my dude. You like, come on, bro. You got a very unusual situation going on here, my dude.
Hey, that's what we're trying to say.
I mean, but what made you go on a U.S. military base with fucking with a dossier and try to enforce that you on probation?
I missed a turn. I went to the gate and said, "Sir, I do not want to be on the base. Can I make a U-turn?" He told us to produce an ID. An ID had been produced, and you pulled me into the base, and then said, "You're driving on our base. We have all rights to do what we want to do." When you told me to go into the base, you entrapped me. You told me right with the follow.
Okay, so my dude, that ain't the police. That's the U.S. military.
No, exactly.
So that's a very unusual situation. That ain't no normal situation. So you need to but what you should be doing is finding out where you was at and who is the superior of that base.
Sergeant McKnight.
Okay, so have you been in contact with him?
No.
Okay, so you should be contacting them, telling them how they violated your rights.
This is the information we're looking for.
That's it. But listen, let me tell you something. If you got a dossier, you should know that already. I'm telling you. If you got a dossier, I'm just saying, my dude, look, you gotta listen, my brother. Listen, I've been doing this shit for a long time. You understand? And I did this through trial and error, just by just reading and watching stuff. You gotta think ahead of time of everything that might can happen, will happen if or during that time.
I'm gonna double it now.
You understand what I'm saying, my brother?
The thing that happened was he was driving on the freeway, missed a turn, and
you somehow you ended up on U.S. military property.
Oceanside is set up like that. You hit this road, if you miss your turn, you're going straight into base, and there's no way out but turn around. And I've done this before. I said, hey, I've gone the wrong way. Can I U-turn? They say, okay. They let you in. You slip a bit and you get out. The influence over was on some weird shit that I've never heard before. And for them to ask for ID, but then say, oh no, we need a driver's license. No, you said 100% ID check. It says ID. It does not say driver's
Yeah, well, you don't need to drive. First of all, you don't have to produce no driver license to identify yourself. You don't have to pull an identification to identify yourself. You first of all, you have to know that.
Thank you. So he got the other girl in the car to give him license just to say, hey, we're just trying to get through. We ain't gonna cause no trouble. And then they say, oh, but where's your driver's license? I don't have to have one. I'm not Aboriginal. Okay, well, pull in over here. Let's talk to you. And they try to search.
See, but y'all it seems like y'all don't really understand what happened. Okay. You wasn't driving. They didn't want to see your ID. It didn't matter if everybody in the car had ID. It was the person that was driving that came on that base. So when you pulled over and hesitated, you gave them they got eye to you. They don't know what you up to. That's a military base. So by you being already on parole, probation, whatever, that right there, they know who people is in the car. Like I said, they know you in that car. When they stop, they know. So with anything not being intact, if you didn't have license to travel as they wanted, you still didn't have ID as they wanted because you show her ID. So therefore, that put them on alert to you.
You should have spoke. You should have stood your square from down. And first of all, when you dealing with a situation like that, you gotta talk. You know, none of the passengers or anybody in the car should not get out and say anything.
Well, he did. He did a lot of law talk. He did a lot of throw in a lot of law because he's very astute to the law. But still, as you said earlier, you cannot mix the two. You are already part of them. You can't be telling me, oh, my door said it don't work like that. That's where the problem come in at.
So now what you need to do is this. You need to call that base and see if you can get in touch with one of the superiors and then try to balance that out like that, man. They can't give you no ticket. So how the fuck you, if they can't give you no ticket, they wrote you a ticket?
I got a ticket.
Who gave you the ticket though?
The Marine Corps Police.
Okay, so the Marine Corps Police. So you are innocent until proven guilty. So you're not even guilty of the citation until you go in front of court, until you go into a trial. So how can they violate you on something that is a fucking routine traffic stop?
Because he state property, regardless. They can do what they want to do.
They don't normally do that. They don't normally do that though. Not for no but that shit you said is some heavy shit, man. That ain't no normal kidnapping and all, bro. Are you serious? That ain't like you got caught with some weed or some drugs or something. That's a violent offense from the gate.
Yeah, so when they see that, that's what I'm saying. It's like a
kid, man, bro. Yeah. And then you trying to use the dossier, like they probably trying to say, well, dang, now you trying to get yourself out of it.
Yeah,
which make you know what I'm saying? Oh, then they probably looking at you like, oh, damn, you got into all this. Now you using this, and like that shit right there only gonna make the person who issued it look bad. Because like I would have found if I wouldn't even gave you that shit if I knew you was on probation.
Yeah. That right there.
I wouldn't have had nothing to say to you until you got off of probation, bro. Because it ain't no way. It ain't unless you want to go back in there and rescind that shit and say, boom, you know.
Anybody working with you to rescind it.
But no, I'm talking about rescinding the whole matter. He got probation for. That's what you should have been trying to work on, trying to rescind that probation. Fuck all that. That's what you should have used the dossier for. To get your ass to get off of probation.
Tobacco. Not robberies or kidnapping, none of that. I pled guilty to possession of tobacco as a minor. That's what my charge is.
That's what you got probation for?
Yeah. I was 19 years old and I was sentenced to do 4 years or 85% of state penitentiary for possession of tobacco under I forget the penal code, but it states that if I have it, that I have the right to give it away as well. That I was contributing to the delinquency of a minor by having it in my possession.
But you was distributing. What you talking about though? What you? I thought you just said you had some other shit going on. But nonetheless, though, that right there relevant. But you saying you was distributing, so you was selling cigarettes.
No, I had it in my pocket, and they pulled it out of my pocket and said that because you're a minor, you're not allowed to have it, which means that you're distributing.
Huh? And you allowed them to you ain't argue that you wasn't distributing?
Hell yeah, I did.
So how did you end up? Huh? Okay, but I mean, obviously, how the fuck they gonna give you a distributing charge for that? Yo, that's some like bro, you gotta take a bath in some goat milk or something, bro, because you got some unusual situations going on with you, fam. Like you telling me the police ran up on you and found tobacco in your pocket and you ended up on probation as a result of that?
I ended up in prison because of that.
Man, then I don't know what to tell you, fam. Like you let them lock you up in prison for tobacco? What kind of tobacco was you selling?
He was 19. He didn't know about this Aboriginal shit till 2
It don't
months
matter.
ago.
It don't matter. I mean, kids smoke cigarettes at 11 years old.
It's illegal until 21.
Huh?
It is against the law until the age of 21.
It's against the law everywhere to have cigarettes against a minor. So why did you just tell them you was using the shit?
I did.
And they still said you was nah, fam. I don't know, man. That's some bullshit. Right? I don't know, man. I don't know, fam. Like that, it's nowhere in the world. First of all, if they would have stopped me and they would have went in my that you got some unusual. You need to take care of that legal shit before you start using that dossier and claiming that you Aborigine, fam. You should have went back and used that to take care of that. As opposed to trying to get in more trouble while you are on that. But they put you in state prison because of tobacco? Are you serious?
I was told to report for a piss test. I went to the office. I signed my paperwork. I stepped into the back. They slammed me against the thing and searched. They pulled out that tobacco and said, "This is all we needed to violate you."
So you was already on probation when they caught you with the tobacco?
No, it was through a program.
What kind of program was you in?
For foster care.
For what?
For foster care.
Okay, but did they tell you when you were supposed to have cigarettes?
No, they didn't tell me anything.
So you didn't know you weren't supposed to have cigarettes? You seen people smoking or what?
Man, if I go in there and they don't ID me, they make me sell, they're not supposed to. They gave it to me.
I mean, I don't know, man. That's a very unusual situation, fam. That's not no normal. It's like you in the program and you taking cigarettes in there and they looking at it like it's contraband and saying you selling it. I mean, that's something totally different, fam. You should have used that dossier to go back and get off of any legal to clear up any of your legal problems. That's what you should have did. You should have went back and used that. But nonetheless, it's too late with that. You need to call that army base, man, and see what the fuck they tell. Or you need to find out what they told your probation officer, man. Because for them to violate you for you not having license, like, I mean. Where Chief Holiday at?
He in there. Looking at them folks trying to come in here.
I'm right here.
Hey,
I mean, bro, this. Yeah,
Chief, why you ain't tell me his story, man, before you get started?
I'm just finding out a lot of this right now too. Like,
but you should have already knew his story before you put him on the air.
Nah, man, this is fresh off the boat.
I mean, I'm not doing no video on nobody or nobody if I don't know the details of the story. I don't know the details of the story.
Well,
what happened?
That's what we get.
What's going on, you guys?
What's going on, you guys?
That's what I mean.
My thing is though, like we got a lot of brothers. We got a lot of brothers and sisters in this position, and yeah, so no, I think it's dope, like to get the reaction, from it or whatever. I think it's dope.
What you were saying, AP? What happened?
Yeah. What you were saying, AP? What happened? No, but we gotta solve this issue though. It's an issue because I still haven't heard a solution to this problem.
Bro, he in a bunch of shit that he got himself in prior to having that adult PA. Okay then, so that he ain't at home. It doesn't matter. We can't say that. Because the normal matter is when you get caught with no license, you go to court for it. You don't go to jail.
That's true.
All right then. So you can't say what he because the normal person, you ain't going to jail for not having license. At the most, they're gonna tell you to park and walk. They're not gonna lock you up for you not having no license unless you are a minor or something. But going on the army base, that's like it's some bad luck shit, my dude. All I'm telling you, you need to reach out to your probation officer and explain to them. I would not be using that dog if I'm on probation because there's no way you can explain that shit to them while you're in their custody.
Facts. That's a fact, bro.
Excuse me, it's an echo going on.
Yeah, that's probably me.
And also, I want to read some of the stuff off the back chat. Okay.
All right.
Big Chief said you can't come half cocked. And who was that? I saw something. Carrie Bay said, y'all hurting this brother. He needs legal help. Real talk. No, they didn't tow the car because they let the other people go, you guys.
Bro, you ain't got your situation is not that serious, my dude. It's not that serious. You're on probation for fucking distributing tobacco.
Can we do something right here? Can we do something right here? Because this has got to be a solution. And
hey, mom, we trying to get to that's what this conversation. We can't get straight to no solution.
No, I was going to ask something else, baby. I was going to ask, could you personally just talk to him offline?
No, we could talk right here. I mean, listen, what you need to do
whatever. All right.
No, I'm sorry, man. No, I'm just saying. I know we can do that if necessary. I don't have.
I just really want him to feel. Because everybody's in on it now. Everybody know what's going on. Even the damn Cab Grand Rising and the damn Doo Visions. So we know what this is gonna be like tomorrow. Do you feel me? Aborigines. It's gonna be some bullshit tomorrow, early morning, maybe tonight. They might even throw a lie tonight because they trying to Man, y'all don't understand the sabotaging shit that be going on with us. But what I'm saying is I need for him to feel, because he got to go deal with these folks in a few minutes, and I just want him to get some type of,
First you got to find out what they told them. So you don't know what they told your superiors. But my thing is this, right? How did they first of all detain you for not having no fucking license? They saying what you didn't have no license on a U.S. military base, right? That's what they saying, right?
Right.
Yeah, they said we want to produce a license, and they gave one of the friends in the car gave a license. They said, "Okay, where's your driver's license?" He said, "I'm American Aborigine. I don't have one. I don't need one." Okay, sir. And I was like, "I'm just ready to turn. I want to get off this. You want to come here? I made a wrong turn." Okay, well, you need to pull up on base, come over to the side here. So directed him to go further onto the and pull over to a parking lot when he could have just pulled out and turned around, because it happened.
So why y'all didn't do that from the start? You didn't know.
They directed him.
Goddamn shotgun in my face. I can't turn around.
They directed him.
That's resistance. You're gonna blow my head off.
Bro, I'm just saying, my dude. All right, I'm just saying, look, bro, I'm just saying, at this point in time, if they really beasting over this matter like that, you gonna have to go down there. That's all you can do at this point in time. You're gonna have to go down there and explain yourself and tell them why you was traveling or what was going on. I wouldn't even say nothing to them. I would let them talk and see what they gonna say, what they know. Listen to what they're saying and see what they know, and then you just respond according to what they're saying to you.
Yeah, because
I
see,
like
he
what
done
brother.
told
I
him
like what brother Kerry
everything.
said.
He done told him everything. He done
Nah, he
told him
facing 10
all
years, man.
about his,
Okay, but he facing 10 years on a
Lawyer.
violation of trouble that he already had. It ain't
right,
because he had the dossier.
right. That's right.
Look, we figured it was better to get him off a fucking base where they were trying to drive him off the border patrol so they could do some other kind of fucked up shit far away. It was better just to get him off of there and then deal with it later. Like, it wasn't even a question. Like, let's handle this now. And they let him go immediately because they were all fucked up.
Okay. But so how did your probation officer find out?
They called
They called him after they released him.
How the fuck they know you on probation?
They know.
Say what?
When I gave you my name and social security and my birthday, you ran.
Why would you give your social security number? Oh my God, fam.
See,
Yo, I can't.
he don't know how to use the dossier.
Fam, my dude. You should rip that dossier up right now, fam. Because first of all, you never give your social security out to nobody. It tells you that on the back of the card.
That's right.
He had 16 shots in his face.
But bro, how much research have you done into? Obviously, my dude. I'm just saying, like, obviously, you could not have done much research. It's beyond having that paperwork, man. You have to think of everything that could possibly happen when you pulled over or any stop. You have to be already contemplating that shit in your mind of what you gonna say and what you gonna do and how. You can't say you are Aborigine. You have to, if anything, tell me you're a Native American. And then break it down from there. You say I'm an Aboriginal, I don't need no license. You're on a military base and they got a shotgun in your face and you don't know how to work that shit? Fam, you like, yo, you should not be driving around with that shit if you don't know how to enforce it. I'm just telling you, for anything, if you don't play the game if you don't know the rules of it.
And that's for everybody on this call. That's why this call is here. Because we are putting ourselves in entrapments here. Not knowing what we're doing and using.
There's no way, bro. I'm not in nowhere ever in life am I giving out my social to anybody. No legal, no, I ain't gonna give you my social. I just identify myself. That's it. You should have told them you ain't got no social. They can't ask you for your fucking social security number.
They're not supposed to. It's against the law. We just went over that yesterday.
Your social security number is only for commercial use.
Nah, but once again, though, we going back to the brother's not state property, man. So we're going back to that.
But he got
a state number.
Chief, have you ever given out his social security number?
They calling like they calling his parent or something. Fuck all that, man. Like that's the main thing, man. Like I agree with the legal side of things, but I don't think it's gonna be that serious. I don't think they're gonna violate you, and you gotta fight it tooth and nail to get it dropped. Yeah. So you won't even have that on your situation.
You don't even know if the police come to court. That ain't even no
defend yourself, okay,
bro.
Do your thing.
The only way you're gonna violate probation is by getting a felony or getting a criminal charge. It's not a crime to travel without a
worst case scenario. Shit, you got a place to stay in 3 hours.
Micmac say I did 6 months for probation violation because of driving with no license. I got 5 years probation for coke and a hammer.
For what?
That's what I'm saying. Like this shit is crazy. Like we have disproportionately done too much time. You know what I'm saying? In this penal system. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, the dossier is supposed to enforce your rights that you don't know about. Tobacco is a substance. It's not a crime. You need to know what the 3 elements of a crime is before you even cop out to a motherfucking crime. Ain't no way ever on
he
life.
was a teenager then, so that was.
It don't matter. You gotta know. You ain't never. Bro, like somebody should have been schooling you.
That's why we having this call though, man. So we can enlighten
I'm
people
just saying, bro. You know how you gonna have a dossier and get somebody your social security number?
Yeah, I didn't even know you were supposed to have one.
Hey, Chief, who is Trap? Who is Trap part of Cab Them?
You say
I'm just
Trap?
curious. Yeah,
I don't think so. Trap,
Trap
BAB.
BAB. He's talking to CAB. Just
I,
curious.
I mean,
Because I know
I
they
don't, I
sparring.
don't, I don't do the click thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, so
Well,
you know, people.
did something to a couple on ones. I saw it.
You know what I'm saying?
Just
I'm
curious.
in these streets. We ain't going nowhere, y'all. So you know, like we said, you know, shout out to the Sour Patch Kids. You know what I'm saying? Sour on the
Sour
outside,
Patch
sweet in the middle,
Kids,
nigga.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Chewy and sweet. So here's my thing though, man. Like I'm saying though, hey man, by the way, shout out to Big John listening in, man. Peace of God. I saying though, you know what regardless of the situation is we gotta be protected. You gotta have some type of insurance. So you don't even supposed to be moving around without some type of ID. So even if you got your ID card, like the one shot to Chief Colinago, have your paper picture on there, stuff like that or whatever. I don't know. In my mind, I still would think that you would still go through a lot of drama dealing with these people with trying to produce our own documentation. You understand what I'm saying? Like I don't. Like unless it's registered, like your license plates and your shit is registered with these people, they know who you are, right? Shout out to Brother Ken. I was telling you last year about this one of my old neighbors. He started an organization where basically they interface with the police, right? Now when I first heard about it, I'm like, I don't want to fucking interface with the police where you basically register your car with what I'm saying, with the police so they know that you're not well he said you're like a friendly to them, so they know who you are type shit or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I was like, damn, it's almost kind of like on some police shit, but I kind of, I wanted to interview him and let him kind of explain it to the people, what it is. But we need to be policing the police. You understand what I'm saying?
That's right.
We need, they almost gotta be like when they deal with us, it's gotta be an Aborigine there, like they gotta call one of us to come deal with us, type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like you ain't even in your jurisdiction. They should have called one of us to come deal with you. You know what I'm saying?
Chief,
Have
as
a nice
far as
day.
that concerned, we are.
Yeah, you gotta jam their ass up. If they gonna jam you up, jam their ass up. We gonna do them like white people do. That's one thing I say. White people got it right. When the law fuck with them, they fuck back. They fuck with them back. They write letters. They do certain things. They get motherfuckers fired. They talk about, they go in that route. That's what we need to be doing. So whatever the outcome of it, we need to know. If they lock you up, we need to know where you at. The probation officer's name, we're gonna be on his neck. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, what's going on? Like, why the fuck is this man locked up over a violation? Like, that's nothing.
Bro, I'm just saying for you to,
Weird.
yo, you gotta agree to that. If you got caught with cigarettes and they came at you with probation, you should have been like, hell to the motherfucking no. Like you should have already knew about that from the door. Like I don't know what part of my state you was in that you would take probation over some fucking tobacco. Huh?
But bro, he was already kind of in the system too, so it was,
Okay, but that I'm just saying. So you was, bro. Like I don't know, man. Like I don't like. I'm just saying, my dude. At this point in time, only
I
thing
mean,
you
I
could
wish I'd
do
have
is,
known what I know 20 years ago. I would have, cops, please. You know what I'm saying? I'd be like, fuck that. Let's go. Matter of fact, I'm not even in your jurisdiction. Here's my paperwork right here.
but he is in that jurisdiction because he in the system.
Right.
Because we done got pulled over for dumbass shit, and then they have, we found you with a gun. You know what I'm saying? Or we found some weed or this and that and the third. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, nah, man, it's illegal. That was just all bogus from the go. So hopefully, nothing's gonna happen. Your probation officer's just gonna like sweep it under, push it out the way. But yeah, man, I will cover my ass,
Bro,
man. If you're gonna be
I will
driving in
go
a
there.
registered car to the state of California, you need to have a driver's license. Sorry. Or
Look, my
paperwork
dude.
that excludes you from having to drive with a driver's license. You gotta produce that.
Look,
especially if you're in a car that's registered. If I'm driving a car that's registered to the state of Nevada, I get pulled over for a violation. They ask me for my driver's license. I'm half cocked. I'm telling them I kind of obey, but I'm not obeying. You know what I'm saying? So
it don't even. You shouldn't even go through all that. If you got a driver license and you gonna pull it out, you might as well just be a nerd and say, "Here, sir, thank you, sir." You all that. You shouldn't even say nothing if you got a driver because you don't even need to have one.
See,
That's right. That's right.
We don't need to have one.
You do
No.
not, bro. I can show you laws, man. You
The
have a right to
Supreme Court
travel.
said that.
Hold on one second. Hold on one second. Let me go.
Well, I mean, that's what he need. He need that documentation right now to take this probation officer.
Just like you don't need a Social Security, you don't need a driver's license.
I pulled all that information out. I gave that to him. I don't need it.
Mikey, one thing you fail to realize, and I hear it,
Wow.
you went going off of all the laws, you went to running off all your intelligence about what you know, but your status was not corrected. You're not in a private place.
He can't change his status until he get
That's
on
what I'm saying.
probation.
He came. So to use the dossier, you put yourself further under.
But
That's
you know
the
what?
point. And using all them laws and using all them codes. Oh, you was showing off. They didn't like that shit.
I don't know.
Because you still part of their system.
And they can get you behind that shit.
And that's what it's all about right now. So everybody that's listening needs to understand. It ain't about the dossier not being what it is. It's about you can't use their shit and your shit. You got to use one or the other.
So I can show you simple shit right here. Look, you ain't gotta have no. I'm just saying without a dossier, but the dossier make it only stronger, right? This is Black's Law Dictionary for one. The word driver. The definition of the word driver is one employee conducting or operating a coach, carriage, or a wagon, a vehicle, etc. for commerce. One employee, number one, right? Okay, now let me see something real quick. Let me find the good one. The rights to travel. All right. So Kent versus Dolly is a good one. Thompson versus Smith, the right of a citizen to travel upon the public highways and transport one property either by carriage or automobile is not a mere privilege with a city may prohibit or permit at will, but a common right which he or she has under life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. Thompson versus Smith. Michigan versus Duke. The state police extends only immediately threat to public safety, health, welfare, etc. When driving, speeding, etc. All right, that's a whole nother different one, though. But these, I got more over there. But Kent versus Dolly, the right to travel is part of liberty, of which natural persons, citizens cannot be deprived without due process under law 5th Amendment. All right, but it's telling you basically you cannot be deprived. You have a right to travel. Period. Coach versus motor. Okay. The use of the highway. Well, this is a totally different. I don't even want to use that. State versus Armstead. The right to travel, the right to mode conveyancy, the right to locomotive are absolutely rights, and the police cannot make void or exercise a right. State versus Armstead. So these are all Supreme Court law rulings that been passed by the Supreme Court. So these are all case laws that you can use to your matter. But you can't use it in the municipal court. You have to take it up to a higher court to enforce this.
Okay, and also that right there being said too, baby, isn't it so that if you already know in the system, that does not apply to you?
I mean, technically it does. He can still use this. The dossier and shit can make it even stronger if he knew how to really enforce it.
Right.
Like I'm going in there slamming that on the table of my PO, showing him, taking him all this shit. I was exercising my right to travel. I do not need, and if they violate you because of that, you need to sue them and file charges against them.
That's when you start doing your real shit right now.
You need to file, sue them, sue the state.
That right there is everything in a nutshell, right there.
All right then. So
I mean, if you riding with that man, ride with it, and talk to your, keep it real.
You gotta, but bro, before you pull that door, that's like a gun. Nigga, don't pull a gun out if you don't know how to cock this shit and shoot it.
Mm.
Okay? Don't pull it out. Just leave the shit, leave it up. Because knowing how to enforce this shit is just not showing these motherfuckers. You have to instruct them what the fuck this shit is. Because they don't know. They do not know, bro. I mean, I wish you would have came across. I wish I could have came across you on that tobacco charge because we could have fought that soul tooth and nail. Like that would have been so easy, my dude. I hate to see a brother get caught up over something like that because if you had the proper, representation, you would have never took no motherfucking probation for no fucking tobacco, bro.
Mm.
No way. I don't give a fuck. I'd have told them, nigga, I'm gonna smoke all this shit, nigga. I'm gonna put this in a fucking cigarette. Was it whole cigarettes or just loose tobacco?
It was a whole cigarette in the box, untouched.
Man, bro, but how did you fall for that though? That's what I want to know. Like, how did you allow them to convince you to take probation for that?
I didn't take probation. I took it to trial and I lost. That you physically pulled that out of my pocket, which means that it was in my possession.
You took that to trial and you You took that you had a cigarette in the program to trial and you told them that you was smoking a cigarette and they still convicted you of selling the shit?
Yep.
So what evidence did they have that you were selling it?
They didn't.
Bro, man, what kind of program was this?
Let's not act like the courts don't do fucked up shit or find loopholes.
What kind of program is it? What kind of program can really enforce a tobacco law case to where that shit go to court?
State law.
But where was you at that this shit happened?
And I was in the Catalyst PCH program. And
what kind of program is that?
In foster care, you're supposed to house me to help me get back on my feet. But look, I hate to cut this short. I just got to the office. I'm about to go get at my PO. I got to do it before 3. It's 2:30. Got to get in there.
All right, my dude. Yo.
Come back and let us know how it go, you guys, please.
Yo, don't go in there. Listen, bro, go in there. If you're going to do something, stand on your square, exercise your right to travel, if anything, my dude. But I wouldn't go in there and say nothing until only use that shit when it's the last resort. Go in there and see what they talking about first, man. You understand what I'm saying? You just go in there and see what they talking about first, man. But if they call you and they really pushing you over some shit like this already, told you to report on a Friday at 5. Oh, well, this is what? It's 3. It's 2:30. Where you at? Yeah. All right. Yeah, you in Cali. So, yeah, man, I'm just saying, bro. I'm just saying the best thing you do, go in there, boom, you know what I'm saying? Tell them, ask them what you driving. Like, you still got an opportunity to go to court. But I don't know how the fuck they notified your probation officer that fast, bro. Never give out your social security number, bro. Never. Rule number 1, my dude. I have never given out my social security number to no cop. I don't give a fuck who asked for my social security number. I'm not giving it to them. You understand? I don't care who asked for it. You understand? Because it tells you on the back of it, do not give it to no one. So if you never gave your social security number out, they would have never been able to find out you was on probation to find out anything.
Okay, he got to go in now, you guys. Listen.
No doubt, bro.
Y'all, listen. Y'all got all our energy. We want to hear you come back up out of there. Don't go in there talking all that law you gave them earlier, though. Please, please. I think that would hurt you a lot right now.
Mm-hmm. Yo, good luck with everything, my brother, man. I'm sorry you got caught up like that, bro. But good luck with everything, man.
Appreciate it.
No doubt, bro. But if you need to reach out to somebody, reach out to Chief, man, and I can possibly help you out, man. But I would rescind that matter, bro. You should have appealed that shit. You would have appealed it. You probably would have beat that shit going in because it would have went to a higher court. So a higher court would have looked at this shit like it was a joke and they would have dismissed it. You understand what I'm saying? You never take no, I don't give, for you lose, you appeal that shit. You know what I'm saying? You lose your pill that they gave you the least amount of time they can give you by putting you on probation, which they already knew that is ain't nothing but a fucking trap off. So they still gave you some type of supervision. I would have appealed that shit, bro. I don't want nothing. I don't want nothing. This is a fucking tobacco, bro. Like, what are you talking about? So you in the program trying to you wasn't what was you in trouble though? Did you have a case or something? That's why you was in the program, or you was just trying to get shit together?
Trying to get myself together. That was it.
No doubt, bro. No doubt. No doubt. No doubt. Well, I'm just saying, bro. You got everything right in the universe working with you, bro. I don't, like, it's nowhere in the world like a story can be that fucked up to where a nigga get caught with some damn cigarettes about to do 10 years as a result, bro. So go in there and learn. Hopefully you learned something through this shit, and hopefully you got enough of it to go in there and convince them people to let you walk out of it. Cause we can't go in there. I can't go in there with you, my dude.
One thing somebody just said, and I know y'all already talked about that title, but he said, get the discovery of your case, read the report, and refute it. Fourth Amendment, Title 18.
You know what I'm saying? Or get you some legal advice, some legal advice.
On the
press. Well, the best thing, you actually got to talk to some professionals, though. You know what I'm saying? You might want to talk to some professionals. You know what I'm saying? Like some lawyers or something like that, too. You know, that would, I don't know if that's beneath you or not.
Yeah, by him being in the system, he can do that.
That would, you know, I think that wouldn't be too crazy.
I wouldn't do it, but yeah,
I would deny. Don't go in there with that Aborigine. Don't go in there with that shit, bro. Go in there like, look, man, we made a wrong turn. Just tell. All you gotta do is say, look, man, your people, the one with the license right there, she wasn't feeling well or whatever. She was feeling some type of, she was sick or something, and you took over the wheel and you ended up at a military base, and that's it. Deny any of that other shit you said, bro. Go in there with that. Go in there with that, man. She wasn't feeling well last night, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? And she was sick last night, and you go in there and let her put her on the game so she can explain herself. Don't go in there with that dossier and the Aborigine shit, bro. Go in there and just say, look, man, she was sick last night or whatever, or fuck it. One of y'all go in there limp. Go in that motherfucker limping and shit like, yo, she hurt her back last night. Hey, yo, I'm telling you some real shit. I'm telling you some real shit, nigga. Remember how Kaiser Sose got walked the fuck out of there in the usual suspects? This shit worked. You go in there, look, man. You know, last night she wasn't feeling well. Last night she wasn't feeling well. You know, she she couldn't drive. I drove her home. We made the wrong turn. We ended up in a base. They asked me for my driver license. I did not have my driver license on, and this is the result of what happened. Going in with that. Going there straight with that. Don't say nothing else, bro. After that, don't say nothing else. Don't go in there with that. I'm telling you, bro. You go in there with the Aborigine shit, you gonna get smoked. You understand? You gonna get smoked. Don't go in there and say go in there and use game that you learned from the street on them. You ain't gotta always go in there and use the shit that you go in there and use game. Use sympathy. Make them feel empathy for you. I'm going there with tell them about no dossier or you Aborigine.
Or all them laws, you know, because you're very astute in them laws. I must tell you, you know the laws. See, and they didn't like that about you because they know you was already in their system.
Bro, you can't enforce it. If you know it all day, every day, bro. But if you under their jurisdiction, meaning you have a case with them, then it's gonna be hard to enforce it. Like I said, my dude, going there with something like that. You know what I'm saying? Going in with something like that. Did you have license before?
No.
You never had license before?
Never.
So you was driving, you was an unlicensed driver, so you weren't driving on the suspension?
Young brother, yeah.
You weren't driving on the suspension, but I mean, maybe that's something that you need to get, bro. If you young, like you can still have that just to have it under duress, man. Like, don't go full cock if you don't know how to, if you bro, at this point in time, you riding around with no license and you got a dossier and you don't know how to, and even with the laws and everything, it's certain ways you have to explain that to them, man. I would express to them, look, man, you know, I have a right to travel, boom. This is go read Title 18, Section 242, and you come back to the car. I give them that shit with that. When they pull me over, look, man, oh yeah, all right, I got a right to travel. I'm showing you I have a right to travel. Do you know why you deprive, huh?
I got booked for that.
You said 18 to 14.
And got booked. I got taken out the car, handcuffed, put in that car, transport 20 miles, and got booked.
Okay, so now, like I told you, so if you feel like they violated your rights, then enforce that law.
Exactly.
Then enforce it. So so go there first and do that, and then start filing your legal work while you went. If they release you, go file your legal work.
10 hours,
Huh?
10 hours to take care of all this.
Say what?
They only gave me 10 hours for this. They didn't give me no time at all. I got
10
out
hours?
look, when I got released, it was 3 in the morning. They told me I had to be here by 3.
Yeah, but you shouldn't even, man. Like I said, bro. Once you realize you was at the U.S. military, bro, you should have already huddled up and figure out what your game plan was going to be, bro. Because
he thought that paperwork was gonna be it. He thought that dossier would be it. That's why he quoted all those laws to those people and told those people those things. See, he thought he was protected.
yeah, but see, I would have worded it like, yeah, I'm a Native American, because then they understand that, and then told them you was an Aborigine. Like, nah, I'm an Aborigine to this land, or whatever. You know, I'm an Indian or whatever. Follow that. You got to sometimes work it with that, because sometimes they don't understand what the fuck you talking about.
So this is a good. I'm sorry. This is a good note, though, to know, y'all. If you got a dossier and you on probation, or if you trying to trying to get a dossier and you know you got ties to this corporate fiction, you got to fix that first.
Sonic.
All right. So we're gonna get off the line here and step inside. Thank you everybody so much, and we'll get back to you later. Okay.
Thank you for sharing.
Absolutely. Thank you, Mama Chief, for setting this up for everybody and for us. I appreciate you.
Yeah, you guys, this was just to really to let us know that people not hearing Aboriginal, Indigenous, especially if we got some other ties to them. We got to do some severance, I think. Yeah, are you still there, you guys?
I'm right here, sis.
Oh, okay. I was just looking at the bad chat. This is very serious to me, you guys, because it lets me know that if we're not in a position, a particular position, we're still in the hands of the enemy, and they still have, can do to us what they want. Hmm.
You're absolutely right.
Trial BAB says, why words have to be conveyed if the dossier is collection of all your documents?
Because he on probation. Like, there's no way.
Hey, but bro, they wouldn't have never even got to probation. He should have never, if the dossier is all he would have needed. You know what I'm saying? They'd be like, listen, I don't have to do that. Here's my
Why you giving out your social security number if you got a dossier?
That's
Right.
right.
They got
That's
to
right.
taking fingerprints and all type of shit. So yeah,
No, no,
nah,
no. But
man.
how did you get to that point right there? Of simple, you not having driver license or not having identification doesn't warrant for them to arrest you. You can identify yourself verbally, so they violated him. So he has to go through the steps of that. That shit can happen. But guess what? When it happens, then you have a complaint against them.
But if you are ward of the state and you really have no rights no more because those paperwork you under them, right?
Right.
Right. That's a fact.
So then you are ward of the state. That's
But
why they shoot black folks dead because they still under there.
Chief, you know this guy? You know him?
Nah, this the first time I met him.
So how did you get in contact with him?
Mama T, it was a situation that came across my table, my desk.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
So I thought it would be a great thing for our people to understand that just being Aboriginal and Indigenous, is not just all it takes. It's more to it than that.
You gotta,
You know?
yeah. You
And
gotta
so
know
that's
how you
why
gotta stand your
I
square.
I asked them to let's do this live so that our people could be aware that we're still being caught up in situations, because how many of us don't have a fucking record? How many of us really that, you know, they can't just come and say, well, okay, they can come and do me right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm here alone. They can come and get me anytime they want to. And I say that knowing that, but I'm not afraid. But I asked for this call because there's so many of us running around now talking about, well, I'm Aboriginal, feathers up and this, that, and other. But if you are still a ward of the state, you are not Aboriginal. You are a citizen of the United States.
That's a fact. That's a
I mean,
motherfucking fact.
and we got to be clear because we got too many young people that are coming on these chats, that are hearing all of this and thinking, well, oh wow, it's a done deal, and it's not. It's not.
Right.
So all these here, Yeshua, I see you, baby, and I need for you to get on the panel if you can because it's
Yeah.
time to tell our people the truth. It's time to make sure that people understand about the private and the public. Now I'm putting it out there. Other than that, it's some agents in the media, and all us gonna die. Dig a hole for me, you gonna fall in it too.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm asking y'all right now that all of us can find the roadmap that will free all of us, not just one of us, not just a few of us, but all of us need our damn freedom. And we don't need to be harassed every time we jump in a car to go somewhere,
Facts.
or to be able to be harassed anytime. I mean, do you realize how many times these pale faces is coming up on us now? They just shot a young man dead. This girl
Mm-hmm.
talking about he ran and he hit somebody. Okay, but what you got to do with it? Call the police. She killed that brother. I mean, I done had white girls hollering at some of my people in my prison. And I jump on my car and tell them, what the hell wrong with y'all folks? We're not having this no more. We're not afraid of you. So this is what I'm saying. We got to get our bullhorns, y'all. We need to go knocking on doors, being Jehovah's Witness. No, being Aboriginal Witness. Aboriginal Witness. Knocking on doors saying, do you know who I am? Not Jesus, but do you know who I am? It's time for us to get out here on these streets and tell these people who we are. Because in my neighborhood, how many people you think know who I am? They only know because they know me. But I'm just saying, just the whole community needs to know. There go them Indians right there. There go them Aborigines right there, whatever the hell. But they gonna know that we are who we are. I'm about it, y'all.
That's right, Chief.
It's an echo, they say.
My bad, y'all. How about now?
That
Mic
better.
check. Testing.
Better.
Yeah. I mean, my whole thing is, man. Like I said, it's some things are unnecessary. You know what I mean? Like it's no reason, like for the stop, for just sometimes like we can handle things wrong too and don't really realize it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Put ourselves in a lot of position.
Yeah.
My man, listen, my dude should have used that dossier to rescind that motherfucking illegal fucking probation
Yeah.
probation
That's what
conviction.
he should be going to get that
Bro, you
knocked
should have
off.
been fighting that shit, bro. You shouldn't
That
have been
shit
driving.
crazy.
Like, come on, bro. You serious? Motherfucker. Hey, Monty, close the
Cigarettes?
freezer. What? You on 4-year probation for one cigarette? What? Nigga, nigga, I would have stood on the motherfucking bench. Like, nah, nigga, you ain't sitting me down for this. Or I ain't gonna be in no type of supervision behind a fucking cigarette. He got Eric Gardner. Like, for real. Like, over cigarette?
Wait a minute. You might have missed something, though. I think you might have missed something. I think you might have missed something because he spoke. I don't know about the cigarette. That was a program that he probably was in after he had gotten out from the other serious issues. You remember?
Oh, okay.
I
But
think
I
that
mean,
might have. I think that might have
okay,
came in
so
after. Yeah.
he had all them other matters, and then
Yeah.
they gave him a smack on the wrist.
Right.
Okay, I mean, listen, bro, I don't know, like I don't know who is informing that brother, but like I'm just like, yo, bro, are you serious? Like I'm
Yeah.
listening to what the fuck he telling me. I'm like, huh? Like what?
Yeah.
Nigga, you had all them matters, and then they gave your ass. So you agreed for them to put you in a place or whatever. So you had to plead guilty to something.
So yeah. So within a situation where this is where I'm at right here, because we all are Aborigine, but how many of us are still doing driver's license, Social Security card? Because we're not Aboriginal, y'all. We're still part of the system. As long as you're part of the system, when they stop your ass, they might have a warrant for you you don't even know nothing about. There you go. Because you're still part of the system. So once you establish your Aboriginal standard, you're supposed to do some more stuff. It's more stuff go behind that. Just saying it ain't enough.
Yeah, you don't be traveling on no military bases and shit.
Yeah.
Like, and I ain't trying to be funny or nothing, but come on, bro. Like, you had all them matters, bro. I mean, come on, bro. All them matters you had to be guilty of something, bro.
Right. I mean, what we know when we hear stuff, we know we ain't gonna hear everything exactly what.
I'm just saying I ain't no idiot, so I'm not taking no time for nobody. I'm not taking, especially when I ain't got nothing to do with it. And I'm not, and especially if I'm hanging with somebody and they had something to do with it, and I already know, nah, I'm not doing it. You better talk to one of them and told them niggas exonerate you. Number one. Number two is you shouldn't been hanging around niggas. You should already know who they was if they capable of doing some bullshit like that.
Yeah, right.
You already know somebody's capabilities by hanging with them. You already know a motherfucker crazy because he already then demonstrated some act of craziness already.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You already know a nigga just ain't gonna snap one time and then just come out of just start acting crazy and shit unless he really lost it at that point in time. Mostly motherfuckers we know who crazy or do crazy shit. That's crazy. What's the name? Oh, you want to stay away from a nigga who got a title name called crazy or any of that goofy shit. But what I'm saying is though, however you look at it, like you was in all that fucking trouble. Then you came in there with a cigarette in your pocket and you didn't know the rules of nothing. So you just playing dumb around everything. So because you didn't know this, and because you didn't know not to use the dossier, now like I don't understand. What was he looking for? You knee deep in this shit. You all the way in the system, my dude.
That's right.
It
That's
ain't
right.
like you, the normal person. They knock on the normal person. I'm coming back the next day to that military base with well, I ain't coming back with no attorney, but I'm just gonna file a suit against them for, first of all, for wrongful incarceration, because I don't need. All I have to do is identify myself. That's it. That's it. All I have to do is identify myself. You can't suspect me of nothing if you don't have no. What's your reason of suspicion? Because I didn't have an ID. You can't suspect me of no crime because I didn't have an identification. So now you further putting yourself in the violation of my rights and the enforcement of Title 18-242. So you got to know this. So you guys can't be had. You once you got the DOS at that point in time, you got the DOS. So you should already then did massive hours on this shit on the do's and not and then don't of what not to do. It ain't no once you get caught up, you get all of a sudden you got amnesia on everything. Oh, I ain't know, or I ain't know this, bro. You serious? You yelling you a Aborigine because you got all these violations on your jacket, and then then you get caught for not. I'm not. First of all, driving is not a crime, so I don't know how they can violate you on that pretense. That's not a fucking criminal charge. So how they can violate you for probation? Seriously? And some of you facing 10 years for. So what was he facing 10 years for, the cigarette or for the shit that he was in the program for?
For the other shit.
Well, he jammed himself up then. Like, you still was in trouble for that shit, and you running around trying to. You should have used that to get yourself out of that. How you gonna be emancipated driving around without no license and you gotta go check into a PO?
Yep.
I mean, think
Like I
about that.
said,
How do you feel free? How the fuck are you free driving around with no license and you are ultimately enslaved because you gotta report to another person and he gotta tell you to urinate in the damn plastic vial and he gotta send that to a lab. I
right?
can't. If I walk up on you and tell you, yo, my dude, urinate in this cup for me, you'll beat the shit out of me. You'll beat me senseless. But I mean, obviously, so for a person to have that much control over you, you should already know, like, nah, B, I need to do this right until I get off this probation, and then I'm gonna handle that. That dossier could have bought you. It could have bought you freedom, but you supposed to be fighting the system that got you in bondage first.
Right.
You're supposed to be dealing with that. Deal with that first. Don't let that shit lingering over your head. A 10-year bid off of some fucking probation violation.
Yep, I'm learning a lot from this call.
Yeah, but you gotta, like I said, this I learned. I learned this from listening to Moors. Okay.
Yeah, they know.
I know people here. I mean,
No, they know.
I know
They know.
they. I mean, they
created that shit. They created it.
I mean, yeah, but however it go, they at least telling you and notifying you what to do and what not to do, or at least if you at least trying to help you. Most Taj Tariq Bey is a Black American. He's not from Africa. He's not from Morocco neither. He's just a brother who tried to go back and connect himself to some historical aspect. Because prior to that, we was all taught that we was fucking slaves, and you came from shit. So to hear, the Moors, I'm a Moor, that is enlightening. So for people to be knocking brothers because they don't know, because they want to have some sense of to come out being a Negro or being a fucking slave, I don't get it. But for however you look at it, them brothers, if you going to study, you need to study.
Yeah, you can get some studying now, no doubt.
You understand what I'm saying? You need to study. You need to study. This is not no shit where, and you need to study and put people on notices. At least if you're gonna be traveling within the jurisdiction, just at least send it to the sheriff. Send it to the sheriff. Send it to the chief of the chief of the captain of the sheriff or the chief of the sheriff, and make sure you send it. Make sure you send it notarized. I mean, not notarized, but authorized mail, where you get a signature for it, so you know somebody signed for it. So you know the name and the signature of the person who did it. And then you send it to the police department. And then you send it to the fucking, you send it to the damn mayor. You send it to the court clerks. You send it to everybody. Put everybody on notice of what you're doing. So when they see you, they know you have a right to do this, but you have to notify them. You can't leave it up to some bonehead fucking police or some military officer who don't know shit. They're gonna fucking just and they're gonna think he gonna basically he gonna use his brain and do what he would do. He ain't gonna do what the system is taught him to do. Because he don't know the system. He only knows statutory laws. So, I mean, like I said, man, before he even got any dossier, he's supposed to already know, don't give your social security to no one. Don't even use it. Don't even use your social with the dossier. How the fuck do you do that? How do you do that? I thought the Indian ain't supposed to have no social. So why would you even, listen, like I said, I hope this shit work out with the brother. Like, obviously, whatever he did, still following him, because that's like nobody is going to jail for them. Like, I have never heard. That's why when I heard the Eric Gardner shit, that shit was so fucked up, because like, yo, they choked him out for a Lucy. When you buy a pack of cigarettes, it's already taxed, so you already paid the tax for the cigarettes. So if he's selling the cigarettes, the tax is already paid for. But these niggas so greedy, they want to get tax off of 35 cents. Oh, you ain't got my money? Debo. Oh, really? Okay, you ain't got my money? Oh, it's Debo time. Throw him in there. We're going to hold you until you, like, it's all fucked up. That's why I say you have to know. It ain't just no hour or no day listening to this or listening to one individual. No. I've listened to fucking what's my man name? Dean Clifford, a white boy who got locked up, and he embraced it. He embraced that something like that might happen. He wasn't just running around optimistic that the shit was always going to work. He embraced that it might happen. Like, so be on point. If you ain't ready for it, then walk a straight line, have your license, have your everything you need, and you know what I'm saying? You ain't gotta worry about none of it.
Going to be a good old citizen.
That's right. But if you don't want to be that and you really want to be free, first of all, you got to be free. You can't have no PO calling you that you could be, you can't even go nowhere. So how the fuck are you free? You can't even leave the damn state.
Mm.
And you got a right to travel. So they already violated your rights by restricting you to a fucking state. And then you start talking about something. Listen, I wouldn't even feel right with a dossier on probation. Another motherfucker, I'm telling motherfucker I'm an Aboriginal, I'm free, and then my probation officer, you better not leave the state. You like, oh, okay. Like, man, come on, for real. I ain't trying to be funny, but be for real, right? Yeah. Look, man, you like, yo, I'm an Indian. Everybody, you got your feathers on and shit. Everybody like, yo, you got your feathers on. You doing your thing. And then nigga like, yo, my PO said I gotta come in, man. I'll be right back, yo. Nigga like, what? You an Indian? You on probation?
Let's go out of town, mama. See if I can't, because I'm on probation.
But do you understand the like I wanted to tell young brother, like, listen, brother, I don't know how many videos you watch, or did you watch a video, or how many videos you watch, but at this point in time, you have a dossier in your possession and you ain't know how to enforce it, and you giving out your social security number? Nah. I tell them niggas I'm a Native American because I already know that they don't know what the fuck an Aborigine is.
Right.
So I gotta walk them. I have to explain it to them like that first.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not that, but to let them understand what it is, I'm explaining it to them. That's the way. Oh, that's it. Oh, you're a Native. Oh, okay. All right. You're American. Oh, okay. All right. So you know your laws do not apply to me. I'm part of my own certain government, et cetera, et cetera. Like I'm not part of your government, sir. So I do not have one of them. I do not carry a fucking government issued commerce license. I do not have one of them. You gotta know this shit. You just can't fucking just learn. Oh shit, you watch one video and you gonna go out there and you said that the brother knew the law. Like, nah, you don't know the law. I'm not copping out to no fucking cigarette on no probation. I'm gonna send that shit all the way to the fucking Supreme Court. There's no way I'm not even going into probation, so you're gonna have to lock me up. Not give me no fucking probation for no fucking cigarette. Are you out of your fucking mind? I got enough shit. Listen, that's just like for example, I know people got caught with heavy shit. A nigga come in there, give them some time. Nigga like, nope, let's go to trial. Fuck all that. And then after trial, let's go to trial again. You understand? I'm not taking that. You understand what I'm saying? Especially if you know you ain't did nothing wrong. A cigarette, nigga, I'm about to smoke this in the bathroom. What are you talking about? I'm selling this. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how the fuck they get automatically, they know the average person in the program is smoking cigarettes. Why would they automatically say you selling it? Like, come on, what? Fuck you mean I'm selling? I'm about to go smoke this, nigga. What are you talking about? So I don't know, man. I mean, you got to do your research. You think you could just listen to some videos and not read and not study and not learn how to do the shit properly and think that, you know, you always going to have somebody with you or every time the shit don't work, you're going to have somebody to just call out of the blue. Before you did that, you should already did mock courts. You should already did certain situations to where, you know what I'm saying, where you asking these questions and you doing all, you should already been down that road before. Because most people, like I said, but the brother probably already had some encounters with the police, so he probably is not scared. But you dealing with the U.S. military, that's a whole different story. It's a whole different story.
So can you kind of like help us out with the fact that a lot of people don't even know what a dossier is. A lot of people ain't probably even.
I don't. You know what, Ma? I'm not. Ma, don't give me the line. Don't give me the line. I don't know. Don't give me the lie. I don't know what a dossier is neither. I know a dossier is documentations of. I know what it is. It's all your documentation and everything. Oh, all right. I do know that. I know how to do. I mean, listen. I need that. I'm going. That's my goal is to get that. But I know enough of this law to enforce this shit without nothing.
Right.
Without no paperwork. Without no paperwork. Without nothing. I know how to enforce this, and I know what I know what might can happen as a result of trying to enforce this.
Right.
I'm putting my hands up, so I'm not getting signed. But the least might happen because I will tell them, go call your superior. Matter of fact, soon they pull up to me and I got that, I'm telling him to go call his captain.
That's right.
Call your captain. I ain't even talking to you. Call your captain. Call your captain. I'm not a citizen. I'm not one of your citizens. So call your captain.
Right.
So you're not even going to deal with me. I'm not a citizen. What do you mean you're not? I'm an Indian. Here, you want to look? This is my paperwork right here. I'm not a citizen. I'm not a United States citizen. I am not. I am an American Aboriginal. I am an Indian of this tribe right here. Take a look at this. These are my rights. These are what happens to you if you violate my rights, according to the U.S. Supreme Court. These are, you see this section 242, officer asshole. You see this? It says police officers, correction officers, judges. If you violate me under color of law, this is what will happen to you. This is what I'm going to do with you when I'm done. When this shit get dismissed and you let me go, or if you detain me and make this shit worse and make it worse, this is what I'm going to force on you, my dude. And I'm going to sue you. And I'm going to sue you as an officer and as a motherfucking civilian. So where the cuffs at? You start talking that shit like, so where the cuffs at? You still got the cuffs? So like you gotta know, like you can't be out here half cocked. Like if you rolling like that, you gotta already know, nigga. You got to have your feather in your hair, nigga. Nigga running around like you already gotta have something on that's gonna identify you to separate yourself. You can't be dressed up like a homeboy running around here. You know what I'm saying? And I'm serious. You might have some. I'm not saying you can't have no fly kicks on or whatever, but you need to have something on that's representing that you are who you say you are. Something. If you in your car and you know you riding around like that, nigga, wear a war bonnet. Throw a feather in your hair, something, so they know when they pull up on you that you're not the average person. You got a fitted hat on, turned backwards with gold teeth in your mouth and fucking a beard and shit with some shades on. Nigga, like, what? You ain't no Indian. Like,
and don't get out of the car with your pants hanging off your ass.
Exactly. And then you getting out yelling, you supposed to be diplomatic with that because you supposed to be part of a government. So you got to know how to be diplomatic to another government agent. So you shouldn't be getting out, y'all, man, I'm an Aborigine. I don't need one of them now. I mean, if you want to, you can do that. You have to know when to do it at what time. You just can't always, you ain't gonna always go out there and try to keep it real because it's gonna go wrong sometime. And when it goes wrong, it ain't gonna be right. You understand what I'm saying, Chief? So, I mean, like I said, at the end of the day, man, y'all, people who doing this, you gotta know this ain't just I've been doing this shit for a long time. I've listened and learned from the best. So I'm still a student to this. I still don't know every damn thing. So, like I said, but I know how to go in there and enforce myself. I can go in there with no paperwork, no dossier. And I'm not saying, hold up, I'm not taking not on no dossier or no paperwork. But once you get that dossier, you're supposed to be reading that so you can memorize it. So just in case if you don't have it with you, you can enforce it verbally. You know what I'm saying? What you say? Your license should have a turban or a feather in it. I mean, and that's facts though. And that's facts. You running around here, nigga. You listen. You better pull your feather. Police pulled me out, man. Grab my feather. Tell your wife, like, give me my feather. Like, put it in my hair. Put the feather in my hair and shit. So when he pulled me over, like, yo, we part of this tribe. You identify this. I'm part of this. My name is such and such, such and such. How can I help you? Oh well, no, I'm not part of that. So I don't have one of them, sir. So you gotta already been stepping and doing the mock. I gotta get up out of here, y'all. But like I said, yo, loving like the everybody in chat room. Yo, I hope this shit work out with the brother, man. But
I see she didn't look like she done came back in the room. Did she? Are you back in the room, Elise? Oh no, she ain't. That's Zoe. Hey Zoe, what's up, Zoe?
What's going on, chiefs, kings, and empresses and queens?
Man.
Peace, my brother. Peace.
Yes. I just want, just want some solutions, like because of the situation with this private side of, and how we'll still get caught up.
There's no public and private. Public and private is still under them. There's no public. Hey, I'm out of here.
Private is not really under them.
Who said that there was no public and private? Who said that?
I said that. I said public and private is still a construct of what they created. And you being an Aborigine is still outside of all that. So, you know what I'm saying? Still they still created it, so they can you still under anything that they created, you under their jurisdiction. And anything listen, you can be private as your shoreman, but as an Aborigine, you ain't supposed to be indulging in none of that. You can do contracts with PSE&G and Verizon and AT&T, but you ain't supposed to be dealing with these people like that to where you talking about you private. I'm an Indian, so I'm already a separate entity. I'm sovereign, so that's a totally separate thing from me being a fucking citizen. A citizen has rights and privileges that's given to them by their people that govern them. The natural law governs us. The Most High tells me the Most High gave me instructions on what to do and what not to do. So with that, I gotta leave y'all. But Chief, you got my email. You got peace, sister. Love you too. You got my email.
Hey, one.
Yes, sir.
Hey, before you go, can you tell us what's going on with Culture Freedom? Tell us a little,
Culture Freedom hitting Culture America, Black Indians coming at you. You like to donate to my PayPal account or my Cash App. You already know what it is. I'm doing random videos. If you like it, if you can't donate, if you in a different state, I'm in Jersey. If you in North Carolina, Texas, or etc., download or interview 10 people, send them to me and I'll put them in a video. that if you can't contribute financially or contribute with monetary value, go on the ground, put some work in, and send me 10 videos, and I add them to the documentary. Other than that, damn near everybody that's in it all from New Jersey. So until I travel and go out to North Carolina and interview the chief, and a few other people, brother Aleem and a few other people down there, then you know what I'm saying, then I need y'all to support me on that. But other than that, like I said, if you don't want to do that, if you like to donate, like shout out to everybody, shout out to Empress Issa for the donation. I don't normally give out your what's the name, your initials, but shout out to the sister because sister always donates. So I definitely appreciate it. But yeah, that's what's going on with Culture Freedom. Other than that, you already know what it is. A1, aka Ahanu, or Tanchless One. You know what the channel is. You already know we doing uplifting all the time, 24/7. It's all about the Black American. So with that being said, comment, like,
Black
subscribe.
American? Did you say black?
I mean, I'm sorry, copper color Aborigines. I forgot. I'm not all the way. I'm not all the way unprogrammed.
We ain't none of us like that, but I just had to make sure that we wasn't doing black. I was
No. But you know what though? Say, even if I do say that, I don't mean it that way. I'm just using it to the people who don't remember. If I tell you copper color, they're gonna be like, so what are you? You half white or what? People don't know.
No. Say copper color, aka black.
Yeah, okay. Okay. I like that one. AKA. No doubt. Loving light. And look, if you have anybody like that have a situation, like I said, I'm no expert at it. I do not give legal advice. It's not legal advice. This is only for entertainment and educational purposes. So if you do need legal advice, you should seek out a legal somebody who competent in law. You should become competent in law, because if you take your ass over to Mexico and you cannot speak Latin or Spanish, you're going to need a tour guide. So if you take your ass in any of their fucking courts and you don't know how to, this ain't the court you play where you dribble the ball and shoot. This is a court where you have to, know how to fucking use these myths and use these legalese, or how to get yourself outside of their jurisdiction of these legalese. So with that being said, peace to everybody. Love and light. Thank everybody on the panel. I'm out of
Great disclaimer. Have a good one.
No doubt. Peace, my brother. Peace.
That's what's up. Let's see what the chat talking about. Zoe. Welcome back, Zoe.
Testing.
Let me see.
Yo, shout out to Monique, man. Monique does Vegas. She's at the SLS, Las Vegas. Yeah, man. Shout out to Monique. And I'm gonna have to try to catch up with Monique. Wonder what she got to say. Wonder what tribe she from. Anybody know where Monique's from?
No, Monique, I don't see her. Okay. They created the ABCs, they created English that we use to, so that means they have jurisdiction over anything that has English on it. What you say about that, Zoe? Come on, this bill. They created the word Indian and the definition that all I'm saying, like what, no public, no private. Anybody got nothing to say? Yeah.
Shit. Got a very strong argument there. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Nationals are not U.S. citizens. We have a responsibility to conduct ourselves accordingly. Culture means everything. Okay. So, I'm just reading a few of these people's things here. Your license photo should have a turban. Oh, okay. Okay, Rob.
So yeah, man. So I don't know about not having no driver's license, y'all. You know, as soon as somebody can provide me with the paperwork, I'm definitely gonna fuck with it. You know what I'm saying? But as of right now, I'm cool. You know what I'm saying? And I'm due to renew mine next year, so I'm trying to, I don't know. Am I gonna be like, nah, I'm cool. I don't need it no more. I'm good. Or am I gonna, like, nah, man, I don't know. I would like to give me an Aboriginal ID.
You make it yourself, Chief.
I see that's the problem I have right there. Mama
You
Chief,
both be able to
that's the
self
problem I
government.
have right there, though, Mama Chief. That's the only problem I have. Cause
You
I'll
think
be
it
all
won't be
ears,
valid because
but
they
then
didn't do it, right?
when somebody tell me to go ahead and do it myself, I'll be like, I know one thing for sure. I'm not an expert card maker. I'm not an official card maker, so my card would not be official. You understand my point? Bullshit. I'm sorry. Hey, you know how you pull out your ID, you're gonna be on some crayon paper shit, written in crayon. The cop gonna look at you like you're crazy, like you gonna start laughing. Hey man, I made my own ID, nigga. What you mean? I got the right to do this. Get
Damn
out of
right.
here.
Damn right. That's
I
how you
understand y'all. I see it. I see people feel that way. I see it. I get it.
But no, actually, there are identification places that does do valid identifications that are acceptable. I went to Walmart and I used mine at Walmart to get money, and then money wasn't even in their name. That's how that piece of identification caught them off guard. The money was in the government name, but I didn't
See
have
how
I didn't
that
want
work.
to, but I didn't want to use the government driver's license. I wanted to exercise my rights to use my indigenous identification that I had. So they wouldn't give me my money, and I wouldn't give them no driver's license. So I went home and called them and I told them that they wouldn't use my indigenous license, and they put a note in there and made them use it. I went back the next day. They gave me my money with the government name, with the identification of my indigenous ID. So it's a matter of just, like you say, putting stuff in order. I would say, it's just like if you want to get something and don't pay tax and you indigenous, like at Walgreens, go in there with your indigenous identification and they'll put you in the system. So when you go in there from then on, all you got to do is give them your ID because they got the
Wow.
system set up like that. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna try that.
Yeah. I mean, in my stores around my community, is 3 stores that I absolutely go into, and I do not pay tax, and they know who I am when I come in there now. So I don't pay tax to them, and I get whatever I want at that store, without paying the tax. So that's where just doing it, and I showed them my ID. I showed them, which I do have a dossier. And I showed them my dossier. I showed them my manual of the Declaration of Rights of Indigenous People, and I use all 3 of them to promote the fact of who I am in my community. At them stores, at them foreigners, they foreigners. Hell, I'm not.
Right.
And I let them know that they took an oath and they have no problem with it. And I got all my receipts. Every time I go tax, I tell them, "Oh yes, please give my receipt." Somebody said they know. They just put up a big picture of us downtown out here, and I live in a small town. They know who we are. All right, Miss Leader. All right, Miss Leader. Make sure they know, Miss Leader. American Indian Agricultural Credit Consortium. Was that a case holding that federal state courts have jurisdiction over tribal members?
Shit,
Okay.
peace to the chat out there. Peace to everybody. You know what I'm saying? We got Trap B&B. We got Miss Murphy, Katie K in the building. We got Joe Taylor in the building. What up? We got Nighthawk in the building. We got a whole bunch of people in the building. I'm on my way out, y'all. You know what I'm saying? I got my 6-year anniversary coming up, so I'm gonna be going for this weekend. You know, I'll probably be back like Monday, Tuesday, or something like that. Maybe. And let me go ahead and get out of here. The stream might be keep going. I don't know if it's gonna keep going, but it should keep going. You know what I'm saying? It should keep going. If not, then we'll probably come back. Keep probably set up something. You know, uh, peace, real, true, real, true, real. Ladanian Wood, peace. Uh, I mean, does it give you any rights? I don't. To me, I wouldn't say so. I wouldn't say you ain't getting no different rights. Uh, you know, if you do, I don't know nothing about it. I don't do law. You know what I'm saying? I don't do nothing about law. But if you can get your license, get your L's, man. I guess I don't feel too comfortable telling people to get a lawyer either, because sometimes that can backfire too. So any type of time, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to any legal advice, I just shut down. I don't know nothing about it.
There be a
But
lot of people in these group chats, man, that just like they go
I
off
just
of
say
what they heard
professional
their
help.
whole life. You know what I'm
I
saying?
just
Like
say
magazine talk.
right. I just say get some professional help, because you know what I'm saying. That's what I say. But if but no, I don't think you get nothing. So if you think you're getting something special, maybe some people
But
do.
the
You know what I'm
people,
saying? But
but you know what though, the people that told him about the dossier and stuff should have, like you said, when you get to that part, you're supposed to know what you're talking about, because you're risking your life, and if you already state property, then that's almost null and void. You can't even use that
right,
to your
yeah,
defense. You know what I'm saying?
I,
So you got a lot of people that got hurt or locked up because they up here talking crazy to the police and not really, whether they in the right or wrong. You know what I'm saying? It still put them in a weird position. You understand what I'm saying?
right.
In
And
a vulnerable
sometimes
That's
position.
right.
And
you coming at them like that make them want
this
to
man
just
got M16s at his face
You see what I'm saying? Sometimes
because
you
it was a
coming at
brother that
them
got
like,
killed here. And
oh, hold on, let me see.
check it out, right? It was a brother, a veteran, right, who
I'm
was a
gonna head
veteran
out.
of their wars, right?
Hold on.
Came home, and he was sick, and he was on meds and stuff like that, right? So he was off his meds. So he went out and he went out into his car, but his wife kept the keys, so she wouldn't let him leave in his car, right? Because he wasn't doing good, well, right? So he was off his meds. So she called the police. Okay, she calls the police, to get him to talk him down or whatever, right? So this man is in his car. Keep this in mind. He's in his car. So the police, now somebody's filming this the whole time. Keep this in mind. Somebody's filming this. So the police say, okay, well, this is what we're going to do, right? Now, I don't know why they had this. They made this dumbass decision, but it's 4 cops. And they say, well, guess what? We're going to put some rubber bullets in our guns, right? So 3 of them got the fucking memo. 1 of them didn't. Okay? He didn't put the rubber bullets in his gun. Okay? So they opened fire on Stanley Gibson in his fucking car. Wasn't going anywhere. You don't have no weapons in the car, nothing, okay? Kill him. Y'all think somebody went to jail for that? Dead. Man is gone. Served his country. Come on, y'all.
Oh,
Like, we
RA,
can't
we're
have
not
this type of
using.
stuff, yo. So
Yeah, that's kind of weird. That's
I
kind of
don't want the police in my face at no time, because this motherfucker, he just got out of the police academy, or he feeling some type of way or whatever. You know what I mean? He don't like locks, whatever the case. Boom, I'm out of there. He good. Nothing happened to them because he was afraid of me. That's all he got to do. Say he was scared.
Right.
I was afraid of
Scared
my
for
life.
his
He reached for
life.
his dossier. I mean, his
They can
gun.
be scared for their life, but we can't. What kind of shit
Right.
is that?
And that brother got M16 in his face. He tell him he's scared. And they ain't even like he Al Qaeda or something, man. There's some bullshit. They told him we trying to turn around.
Right. It's just, it's
All right, brother,
wrong.
go ahead and turn around,
Yeah.
man.
It's all the
Yeah.
way wrong.
At least we can, at least we can know that these young brothers out here, they're listening to a lot of what we say. You know what I'm saying? And so sometimes we do got to be careful. You know what I'm saying? When we on these platforms, especially, that's why I like to leave law alone. And that's why it's very good to stay in your lane, because you never know, what young brother out there might take your advice and try to go do it. You know what I'm saying? And so,
Facts.
so they are listening. I mean, I guess that's the good thing out the equation we can get. They are listening, but unfortunately, it's bad news because now brother got to go to jail or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say he got to go to jail, but he got to, be in a, unrightful situation, and and I mean, we usually don't pump out too much law like that, but yeah. So if you think claiming indigenous, if you think you got something special, you might want to think again. You know what I'm saying? And if those who know how to do it, you're carried on the stick, bro. It's not meant for the masses. It's not meant for a whole city to be walking around like that. It's probably meant for twos and fews, my opinion. And like I say, I don't feel too comfortable with telling people what to do because I don't. Because I don't.
We try. It's hard because
Tie
sometimes
data,
people are
tie
in the
data.
store,
I would like to say something to the
but we
live
can be
chat
as
and
quick
to
as
the
possible because
panel.
we know what
Now, it's a big
everything you've
difference
experienced and
between
we've
private and
experienced.
public.
We'll
They're
get through
not the
time for
same,
it.
and
Wait
they're
a
by
minute. Wait,
far
hold it.
defined
Somebody,
different.
it's a double talk.
No,
Okay.
that's the driver. But
Okay.
but it's a big difference between public and private. And there is no way in the world that you would ever want to say sovereign out your mouth. Because if you're an indigenous person or aboriginal to any land, you're born sovereign in that land. So that's not language that you would speak to defend yourself or even stand on. So sovereignty is for people that's coming from another country to claim citizenship or claim free citizenship in another country that they're not original from. So, as an Aboriginal or an Indigenous person, I would tell anybody never use that word sovereign because you're born that way. Now, to become private, it's a law standing. Now, public is a notice. It's for everybody. You can go and Google people's information, but when you could become private, it's almost illegal for them to use your name or information on any documents without your permission. So it's a law behind private. There's no law behind public. So if people like, if people are not understanding or overstanding of the definitions and the breakdown of private and public, it's a big difference. And if you pulled over a cop and asked him personally, just, a question, hey man, what's the difference between private and public? He'll just might not answer, or he might just say, hey, well private people have a little bit more standing than public. Because first of all, when you are private, you're governing yourself. I'm private. I've been private for the last years. I'm going through a divorce worth over $500,000. The courts wouldn't allow me to hire an agent at all. So you know what I had to do? Go back and dig into that law of divorce law and desolation law. And I found that I can hire an agent to represent my assets. So what I did was hire the agent to represent my property, my cars, my motorcycle, all of that, because that's what they're going to be representing. Now, me, I'm going to be the superior representative, and they're just going to be sitting down on the side. So when people don't understand what the point of private and public is, off rip, they're denouncing everything we created. How you gonna say? See, the problem is with us. We keep saying that that's they shit. No, we created the shit they stole from us, and it's still our shit. So if we made a car and painted that motherfucker white, because somebody come along and paint it red, don't mean that you didn't make that car. So that's where we need to really be focused on learning the law. If you don't know it, it's okay. It's a lot of law I don't know, But going into that private and going into the desolation, those laws I've studied for years. And so I know for a fact that when a person says it's public and private is the same, wrong. They're totally different because a public person don't have authority like a private person has. A public person don't have what you would call privacy like a public person has. And on top of that, the judicial system recognize private citizen, the private person, the private persona. So you looking at public and you looking at private, you got to know that they are different because public is announced out in the open. Private, you might not even be able to get the information on them. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I wanted to speak on. So if people want to learn that, everybody in the chat room, I would advise everybody, challenge the knowledge that we speak so you can learn for yourself. Look up public, look up private person, and then you'll understand the difference between the two. That's all.
Cool. I just want to catch some people up to speed who just got in. Chief Oyemi, I'm probably gonna contact you a little bit later.
Okay.
Talk about something. But there was a young brother, out there. Well, he's on the West Coast, California, I think. And he, got in a traffic stop, and he started, talking this indigenous, dossier, type of stuff to the police, and they took his ass to jail. And now he got to go to court. And the young brother was on parole, and it was just things on top of things. And so now it's sort of like it's almost a blame on all of us a little bit for because we don't tell people to do this shit. We talk about it. We never, what I'm saying, we don't really pump out like go do this type of shit, but we do talk about it. Like I say, I call it carrot on the stick shit. And he was speaking that, and he ended up going to jail, and now he believed that he's risking going to jail for more than 10 years because he's on parole and violation. Me personally, I don't think it's going to get that personal, but it could. So that's kind of what happened. So we got to be very careful. He don't need license, and he's an Aboriginal, and this is his land and all that. He was speaking that to the police, and chances are, if he would have just said I ain't got no license, they probably would have just towed the car or just let somebody else drive and some shit.
Yeah, they might have. Yeah.
But ain't no telling, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, so especially young folks out there, somebody might say get a lawyer. I don't feel comfortable with sending somebody to a lawyer. Either, but I guess it's better off than talking to me. You know what I mean? If you want to get real, but professional help will probably be your best bet. You know what I'm saying? Professional help, whether that's professional help, each his own, whatever that is to you. But yeah, Chief, you're gonna try to keep going. I'm gonna go ahead and shut down. I don't know if it's gonna stop, but it probably should keep going. Or you want to just stop?
Oh yeah, we can just stop it.
Okay, so peace to the chat right there. We got Golden Moon, aka KD, the original, Ms. Zach in the building, young Yashua Hebrews out there up in there. Yeah, it was it was a bunch of it got weird today, man. I don't know what's going on, man. It did get kind of weird today. But if y'all want to say something, we gonna before we head out. Nighthawk in the building. I seen Big Hawk out there too. T1 Productions, Alton Warren.
Yeah, man. Shout out to the tribe, man. Thanks to everybody for coming out today.
Yeah, sure, son. Mr.
I'm sure we're gonna be coming back a little later, man. I'm gonna get into Negro de Terra. Just kind of break some of that stuff down, get into some Jack Forbes or something, man. Just get back to the work, man. Just basically pulling out scholarship, pulling out science, pulling out irrefutable evidence of who we are. You know what I'm saying? Just our identity alone. You know what I'm saying? And it's always interesting to me when we have all these smart guys. They're super smart, right? But then you ask them, to about their identity. You know what I'm saying? And
Women.
they get they get dumb, like they don't know, right? And identifying themselves with land masses thousands of miles away and people that don't
Alabama.
have any type of real connection to you, right? And you know what I'm saying? And I think that's, I think that's weird. You're sure that you're from there. You know what I'm saying? And I just think that's weird. So with no evidence. So yeah, it's a weird. We living in weird times right now, y'all. To where like
Right,
truth is offensive to people. Like really,
right.
y'all not offended by this shit right here? Like that don't offend you?
Oh,
See what
hell
I'm
yeah.
saying? So, so people telling the truth is offensive, man. The truth is the new hate speech these days. I don't know what to say. So
But I appreciate everybody. I just want to say thank y'all for being here. Thank you for your
facts.
input and your support, because we need to support one another. And that's why this call was really put out, to try and be a support for each other, because these things should not continue to happen in the world we live in with our people.
That's
And
right.
until we get in our communities and make sure that we get rid of the racist polices that are minding our people these days, we got to make it happen. And for the original, I don't know who you is, sweetie, but you say Aboriginals are begging for land and Black folks are begging for reparation, like they are going to give us anything. After all these years, good luck with that. I just want to say to that, I'm
Yeah,
not begging
we're
for
not
land.
begging for no damn
Let,
land. We
let,
got
let me
plenty of land.
let me get them for a minute. I'm gonna let you get it.
Get them,
But we're
chief.
not we're not begging for land, sweetheart. If you're begging for land, that's a different thing. But we are not begging. Okay? If everybody on this line really seriously do their genealogy and find their great grandparents. I found a great grandparent, 220 acres. I found a great grandparents in Hartford, Connecticut, with an estate. I'm not
Yep.
begging for nothing.
And
I'm
we're helping people
searching.
find their land, find their people. So stop playing with yourself.
Yeah, stop playing.
How much land y'all got back?
That's right.
I really need to know. I mean, we fighting for land every day that was
Every
taken
day.
from us because we understand that millions of acres was taken. We just
We ain't got
fighting
to
for it
beg.
back. So
I'm
that's
finna
not
head out, man.
begging
I
for
just,
something
I
that.
mean, I'm
Yeah,
head out.
We ain't got to beg.
I'm
Hey,
already
Ty,
late.
have a safe
I'm
trip,
going to
baby.
head out.
that's right,
Be
Ty.
safe. Be safe, Ty.
I'll see y'all Monday, Tuesday, somewhere sometime during the week. I'm
All
out
right,
here.
baby. Look
I'm
forward to your
I'm
holler
gonna
back
keep
to you.
going.
Okay.
Y'all keep going. All right.
Okay, Miss Lita, I got some Davis and Washingtons in my family. What's up, cuz?
Yeah, that's right.
Every time you go to a park and you see a bunch of people look like you, just go through there and say, "What's up, cuz?" For real, for
Nah,
real.
nah, you might not want to say that. Nah, shit.
Well, no, not if you ain't like me. I mean, I do, and they love me for it.
Yeah, that takes on a different connotations in certain places. So yeah,
but
you know what I'm saying?
practically everybody's your cuz, though, for real. While you playing?
Yeah, that's true. We all ghetto cousins, man.
Yeah, we are. But I love you guys. I appreciate this time. I appreciate us being here. I hope that some kind of way that this has shown a lot of people that we really need to get up on what we need to be on. That's all I'm gonna say about that. There's some
That's a
things we
fact,
need to
brother.
be up on, and we're not on it. Therefore, we are being deceived. I love you guys.
All right.
Peace and love.
Peace and love. Peace of the tribe. Peace, peace, peace. Hey, Zo. Hey, yo, we still live, yo. Mic check, mic check. Peace. Peace to the tribe. Peace to all American Aborigines, man. Yeah. We're gonna get this link out to a few people, man. Oh, shit, yeah. Yo, Zo.
Where everybody at, Chief?
I think they thought we were shutting down, but we actually not shut down, so we're gonna keep going. So they'll be back
Okay,
when they
well,
see we still
man, you
going.
can go ahead and handle this chat then,
Yeah,
But
man. I mean, it's so much to talk about right now, man. I wanted to get into the ADOS thing, man. The reparations, the HR 40 bill. Because everything that we're talking about, right? Even
right,
with the police stuff and all that, it's all kind of interconnected. You know what I'm saying?
it's all have to do with everything. Yep, you're right.
Yeah. So we have to address it, and if we could nip it in the bud, it would take care of a lot of these issues right here. See what I'm saying?
Right.
Putting the world on notice who we are. That's what the Declaration of Reclamation of our natural rights, or of our identity and natural rights, right? So when we have identity crisis.
Yeah, we
So
do.
we're calling ourselves black, right? That's not a nationality. That's not, it's not a race or anything like that.
No,
It's
you're right.
actually
You're right.
a political, a social construct, right? That puts certain people in power who are not blacklisted. You see what I'm saying? And once you're blacklisted,
Right.
that's where that comes from, being blacklisted. You know what I'm saying? So, they could pay, like James Brown wouldn't be the best example uh, of Aboriginal or Negro empowerment. You understand what I'm saying?
No, you're
Think
right.
about it. He would so that he was supported Nixon, and I mean, he was just a weirdo. Y'all follow me? Not to shit on James Brown. Obviously, he was great musically, but socially, he wasn't. Let's be real. Let's be clear. You know what I'm saying? Um, and that's just what it was, y'all. We gotta be honest about that. So,
Yeah, you're
a
right
lot of
about
times,
that.
the people that are heroes, the James Browns or Richard Pryors, were weirdos, bro. Let's just be clear. Very
Yeah,
talented. You know
Tupac.
what I'm saying?
You can
Weirdos.
keep naming them.
Yeah,
Like people
weirdos,
would
bro.
hate for me to say Tupac was a weirdo, but Tupac was a complete weirdo, man.